watching those stupid debates last night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was in bed at like 7:30 or something.
Really? You
Yeah.
didn't watch any of it?
No. I mean, I get the highlights the next
Yeah?
day, so I watch all that stuff. When
I
I
was
was
so
Ramaswamy.
excited to watch it. Listen to me. What? I don't know where I got it, but for some reason, I was like, "It's Ramaswamy time." Boom, 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 boom. Ramaswamy time. I don't know why I was singing that in my head all night last night, but it doesn't really fit. Doesn't really work.
no.
But today,
I keep calling him the big salami.
Dude, I can't stop.
but today I was like, "Hey, Ramaswamy." Boom, ba da boom, ba da ba da ba da ba, boom, ba ba dum, ba ba dum, ba da da dum, ba da dum, ba da dum, ba da da da. Hey, Ramaswamy.
That
That's
works
it.
better.
Yeah,
That works better.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know where Ramaswamy time came. Anyway, we'll talk about the debate later, but yes, I thought a good introduction to the world for Mr. Ramaswamy, who started off the whole thing by saying, yes, I have a silly last name. So, though, that was reminiscent
Last
of...
name.
Yeah, Vivek. Vivek is what I've been calling him, but they all call him Vivek.
Yeah.
We've been calling him Vivek because of Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff Vivek. Jeff Vivek.
He told Hannity it was Vivek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vivek, yeah.
So they were all saying it wrong. Fox was saying it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, he's new.
Yeah.
He's new, and we need stuff shoved down our throat 1,000 times before we kind of get it. I guess we'll talk about some of it now. I was amazed by the crowd's booing of certain people. Like, they loved Ron DeSantis in the beginning. He came out to cheer. I was like, geez, it was like a rock show. And then they got to Christie, and I was like, boo.
Yeah.
And look, what is the waste of time? I will tell you right now that the guy from Arkansas and
Eyebrows?
not eyebrows is Dakota,
Yeah.
right? South Dakota or North Dakota and Arkansas are just wasting everyone's time.
Yeah.
I thought at some point there was a conversation where they said, no, sir, listen, we're going to put a little bit of dye in your eyebrows. It'll be very subtle. Nobody
Yeah.
will
A
notice.
little bit.
And it went way off the deep end because his eyebrows were like they were painted on his face.
Seriously, I mean, he had Keith Olbermann eyebrows. He looked
It was
like
rough.
I was waiting for him to pull the cigar out and go, huh? You guys know the secret word?
Somebody in the campaign said, no, this is going to be a great idea. We really should do this.
Yeah, it'll stand out.
Yeah.
You
Nobody
need
will
something
notice.
to stand out.
Subtle.
What do you want to be remembered by?
How about you, eyebrows? What
Yeah.
do you think?
Have you ever heard of Groucho Marx?
I was like, what is going on there?
President Marx will never fly. It was entertaining, I thought. It was good. I think Nikki Haley is somebody's Secretary of State or Vice President right now. I don't think she's winning, but they will take her and put her right in a major job, whoever
She
wins.
tried to get the girl power vote.
That's a turn off the guys,
yeah,
man.
it really is. Because like Margaret Thatcher said,
Yeah. Look, I don't know. I didn't even mind the Margaret Thatcher silly quote. It was the whole strong girls become strong women, and that was
Well,
like her
but
third woman comment.
but also the quote was, whatever, something, you send a guy. If you want it done,
Yeah.
send a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Men can't do anything. Boo, men.
Yeah.
Right, but that's I think the majority of people are like, screw her, but you need to approach that as the best person for the job, and that's it. Stop trying to play that side.
You know what I thought Ramaswamy did the best at was, you know how whenever when Trump would rip somebody and they would get frustrated or kind of, this and that, he would laugh. He would like, you're an idiot. You have no idea what you're talking. But he would laugh and show that it didn't affect him at all.
Have you seen the meme of Ron DeSantis when he smiles at the end of the
Yeah,
statements?
it's so hard to
What
watch.
a weirdo. Like, have you seen it?
But I'm sure it's something like this.
It's far worse. The memes are going around where he like says something and then he goes, like his lips like move.
Now smile. Make your face smile. That's not a smile. What are you doing?
To me, Ron DeSantis looked like a kid in front of the classroom that had been practicing his book report all night long, and now he's here to present to the class.
Right, and they told him that he was everybody's gonna like you. Don't worry. He's like, I don't know. They call me a nerd behind my back. And they're like, no, you're good.
Christy even hit him with the I'm with Chat GTP over
Yeah,
here.
that was funny.
And then I'm watching that, and then about 20 minutes in, they all start yelling and stuff. I'm thinking, every person on the stage is a distant second place. That's what they're fighting for here.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because the thing was that I was very interested in these debates last night, but I haven't watched 1 second of the Trump Tucker Carlson thing.
You haven't?
No,
I saw a couple
I mean, I
clips.
can't watch 2 things at one time, and I had to go to bed
Oh,
at
I
some
was
point.
flipping back and forth. I was
Yeah.
watching on Twitter, and then I had this on YouTube.
The Trump
like-
was more entertaining than I thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like he starts out and then Tucker asks him why he's not participating. And he goes, well, I'm not going to stand up there while these losers just, debate me and they're all kind of like punching up. He goes, some people, they're doing very well. There's some 1%. There's a couple 2%. He's like, they're really. He's like,
And I love that he does it. He goes, I'm going to have 8 people, 10 people. I don't know how many people
Yeah.
are in there.
He's like, they're all going to be yelling at me.
Yeah.
He's like, meanwhile, he's like, they're not even close. He's like, I've got 60, 70% in some polls. He's like, some people, they've got 2.
Dude, he's funny. He
Yeah.
really
I
is
mean,
funny,
it's just,
man.
it was so
I wish they didn't do it
condescending.
at the same time. I just couldn't watch
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
But I figured the debates, I needed to see who the other people, I don't know who the eyebrows and the other guy are.
Yeah.
So,
He's like, some are pulling at 0.
oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, is that can you imagine if your big plan was to run for president and you fall short of the first debate? All the wasted time and wasted people's money.
Oh, yeah.
And wasted dreams. And people are like, oh, our friend.
But don't those people go on to hold other positions?
Sometimes.
Sure.
Usually,
Yeah.
so really it's just a platform to get their name out there for a different state.
I know that.
And there's sometimes they run because they want to be president, 4 years from now, so they get their
Right.
name out there
It's a
and
long
stuff.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think. Who do you think is the biggest waste of time on stage
Pence.
right now?
Pence.
100%.
Yeah.
Pence wanted to call Ramaswamy a sin and so
Oh.
bad last night. He was so. The things he said were so scary. Well, I just prayed to my Lord Jesus Christ. I agree. Have religion in your own personal life, but don't. I mean, at the end of the day, you can have as much faith as you want. There's no proof in any of that stuff, and now you're trusting it to make decisions for you.
Can I tell you exactly who Mike Pence is? 100% calls his wife mother.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he
Mother, we can have dinner?
He did seem very old-fashioned up on stage.
Old fashioned.
Yeah.
I mean, he was old fashioned. I feel like he is entirely racist inside. I feel like he wants to say so many things. A couple of times it looked like he stopped himself.
Yeah.
And he tried to get Ramaswamy, and Ramaswamy was like, shut up, old man. I have to say, Ramaswamy, I thought, came off the best, even if he's a lot like, to me, though, Bernie
Sanders?
Sanders.
Yeah, feel the burn.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Bernie Williams. I keep
Yeah.
screwing those up. Bernie Sanders came out and said some wonderful things. I want this to be free, and I want that, but I had no idea I was going to do it. So Ramaswamy is like, I'm going to fire this guy and carry this guy and move this guy over here and fix the border. I'm like, oh, yeah, do it. But wait a second. How are you going to do all this?
You can also tell that all the politicians on stage hate this guy's guts.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They don't want an
He's an
outsider ever.
outsider, and
Yeah.
they hate him.
I just figured out who Doug Burgum, who his eyebrows remind me
Eyebrows?
of.
Dude.
Yeah, he is the eagle from the Muppets.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
the Eagle.
He could have been the best one up there, and all I saw was eyebrows.
Yeah.
He looked like he was like somebody was holding his family hostage, and
Yeah.
he said, "You go do the debate, or we're going to kill your family."
Yeah.
The
If
whole
I
time he was
become your
scared.
president, eyebrows will eyebrows. And then if I eyebrows, I will also eyebrows.
That's all we got. That's all we got.
I'm sorry. Are you saying eyebrows? Because all I'm hearing is eyebrows.
Pence. I don't know what Pence even like. It's embarrassing for him to be there because all the Trump people hate him already.
Yeah.
And then the people there last night were like, "All right, old man."
He's-
sit
And
down."
he's so robotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Somebody is whoever's funding his whole deal really wants him to be part of this whole race because he's
I think
vice
they felt
president.
bad for him. I think they were like, well, because he was a conservative leader for a long time, and Trump dragged him into it, and Trump made him look stupid with Pence could have turned the whole thing around and blah blah blah, and they were like, all right, the memory of us going on is, my kids are gonna think Pence screwed Trump out of a gig.
Yeah,
It's
that's
almost
a very
like
good point.
he's up there just to try and get out of the Trump shadow. And
Yeah.
kind of clear his name because Trump crapped on him so much at the end that he's just kind of trying
That
to like.
makes sense.
I'm just trying to like clear the record that I'm not this big giant loser that
But
everybody
he
says
is.
I am.
He
Yeah.
is.
Like he's not
He
coming
is.
across differently.
Yeah, like let me just clear my name and then I'll go away.
Does Trump get to run?
Yes.
Yeah.
He does. You don't think they're gonna find some way? Because they were barking about it a little bit last night. If he gets convicted, the 14th Amendment says he may not be able to run, and blah blah blah. Although every political journalist has reviewed it and said he could literally run for president from the jail cell, according to the Constitution. So Trump runs. Who does he pick as a running mate? Any of those people last night?
Ramaswamy, if he's not going to run, Ramaswamy's not going to run, he'd be a great vice president.
That's
too
too much
similar.
ego.
Too much. Yeah, I think the smartest thing he could do is pick Nikki Haley because he's got the smart woman.
Yeah.
He's worked with her before when she was with the.
They don't like each other though.
No, they don't. But
Yeah. What about Kamala Harris calling Joe Biden a racist,
Yeah, it
and now
doesn't
she's
matter.
his vice president?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
in those debates, you have to say the things that you have to say to win, and then you backtrack it all.
I forgot
you know.
she called him racist.
Yeah.
During that.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is that Nikki Haley and Trump worked together before, and it worked well, even though you know she was at the UN. And
The only reason she should be doing anything in office right now is because the geopolitical climate over in Europe is bananas right now, and she's got relationships with all of those people.
Yeah.
Spanish. I saw because she's been there. I saw the scariest video this morning. I was about to send it to you when the show started. It is on Instagram, and it's in Turkey. Did you see it yet?
Yeah.
It
Is
says
it
time.
the water?
No. It
Oh.
says Turkey's time, and it shows a dark rain cloud over Turkey, and somebody's videotaping from a balcony, and white lights are shining down through the clouds, and fire is appearing under the white light. It was like lasers setting fires.
Well, so there's that video, and there's a couple videos that have surfaced from the same time that the green lasers were around
Right.
Hawaii. They have videos of I can't remember the place that had a huge earthquake in. Say it was one of those Middle Eastern countries had a huge earthquake.
Right.
They have the same ring cloud over that city that there was in California.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
This is insane. I feel like either we're experimenting with something, aliens are attacking us, or Dr. Evil is finally put together, or Dr. Doofenshmirtz has finally put together his laser.
Yeah, so it's weird. People were asking for yesterday. I saw online that some journalists were demanding that Elon Musk release some information about what his satellites are capable of out
Right.
there. He doesn't want to do that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, you have to give him. You gave him approval to launch him. The government knows what he's doing.
sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Elon Musk on Twitter is great. I hate Twitter. Twitter. It just makes no sense to me. Not enough people are on the thread thing. It's all falling off. But Instagram is my jam. That's where I'm at every day. But Twitter, Elon Musk's approach to people on Twitter is great. He says, like James Woods, I saw, was bitching about it. Elon, he's saying he was going to take away his account. And Elon's like, yeah, good, go. See ya. Nobody cares.
Delete your account.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff makes me laugh.
Well, they say they're getting ready to remove the block function, so everybody that's blocked is
Yeah.
now wide open.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's his next. He's removing headlines. So
I'm fine with that, except for the fact that they don't police fake accounts.
Yeah.
Like in these past couple of weeks, I got 800 accounts who were made up 3 days prior with no followers and no following, calling me fat.
Yeah, he wants to remove the block function, and so anybody you've blocked in the past is just open season.
Yeah, I mean, look, what about the people that have to block stalkers?
Yeah.
He's got to have some other rollout besides, because that was the big question was, if you are going to take away the block, what is going to be the step for, like you said, like stalkers or
Harassment?
But yeah. So
I very rarely do I report anybody. I mean, you literally have to have a picture of my kids before I report you. But if you don't block, I'm like, I just block and they go away. I don't care what they said. I just don't ever have to see it again. I thought about this last night. What I was wondering is, and it's good. I go through a period of hectic time. 50 people hate me. Like I was fighting with Luis Gomez one time. All his people hated me for like 2 weeks. Then you go over here and everybody hates you for 2 weeks. That's it. And then it's over and everybody's back to either liking you or not caring about you. What is if I'm going to hurt your feelings, I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to dig deep to get to your feelings.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't just call you a skeevy little Puerto Rican. Yeah, you get that every day. I wouldn't call you a dumb whore. I wouldn't call, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't call
Talking
the
with
obvious
Gio.
things. Yeah.
Right.
Like somebody called me fat and ugly, and I was like, do they think that I'm going to read this and go, oh, I mean, do you really think that I'm fat. You think you're the first person to tell me, or the mirror hits me every morning? What do you think is the difference? So I don't. I am not. I am unable to be insulted. Yeah.
Still hurts my feelings.
But I just block it because it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Block and move.
Now you can't block it.
Yeah, now you can't block.
You can't leave.
It's the amount of times I go on Twitter, I couldn't care less.
But the big thing that Elon Musk, which is why I think he's a real Dr. Evil, is he's open sourcing the algorithm that Twitter has.
Yeah.
So this is like a huge deal in the tech world because it's been secret for so long.
I'm convinced he's Lex Luthor all day.
So the big thing now that he's going after Zuckerberg is he's pushing for Facebook to open source their algorithm.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that they're so embedded with the DoD and the DOJ.
Which we already know. It's not a rumor. It's already been revealed.
So he doesn't want to release that. And the other rumor is that they've been pushing certain influencers to make money more than others. Yeah. So
I mean, that's part of the look. I put up a thing that Colin Jost was going to be on the show today from Saturday Night Live. And I think it got 60, 70 likes, which is ridiculous. Then I put up a little reminder video that the end of the Best of the Bay voting is coming up. Go vote there. And I got like 50, 60 likes. Then I put up a picture of me. My son was walking by, and I grabbed him, and I force snuggled him, and I put up there, and within an hour, it had 500 likes. Like, I don't understand what they...
But there's a bit... So I watched a video of this guy who he does agriculture stuff. He has a farm and teaches you how to grow, like, microplants and stuff like that. And he said that he keeps getting banned and pushed down on the algorithm. So he had a test, and he said, if you watch my video, if you see my video, go comment or go like it. And he had more comments than he did views. How is that possible?
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah.
Right, but so they're pushing people that are actually trying to teach you things. And you know what I mean? So it's just...
It also seems to me that anything that comes across as an ad that you did not pay for to promote gets pushed down because they want you to pay to promote ads up. So if something is interpreted as an ad, they won't push it because you didn't pay.
I get that, and I get that it's a business that they're running, so I get that. But I mean, you really have to dial it in on whether or not it's an ad.
What's an ad?
Me doing a promotion for Colin Jost being on the show tomorrow isn't making me any money.
Somehow the algorithm I think recognizes it as an ad.
Because it's not a picture that you took. They can tell that it's a picture from the internet.
I'm going to take a picture of Colin Jost this weekend and save it so I could use it.
Yeah, which is weird, which is what people are suing over because you're losing the rights to your own stuff, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a weird world we live in. I don't think 90% of us understand it, and the other 10% don't care.
Yeah,
so
it's really scary. Everything is becoming more and more connected, and AI has more and more access to your personal information. Yeah, things are
It sucks because we don't have any way to fight it or combat it because we've never been in this before. So, like, the reason why people don't care because they're like, there's nothing I can do anyway.
Right,
I might as well just live in the world. And the people who are like, let's fight the law, everyone's like, you're a crazy conspiracy person.
Yeah.
So there's no winning.
That applies.
You sound kind of crazy right now.
That applies to so many situations politically. We don't like it. We know it's wrong. We know what's going on. But what do? We don't know what to do. And we're not like Libya where we're going to decide to just get our machine guns and go on the street and overthrow the government.
We're getting close.
We are getting
We're
close.
getting close, man.
Oh, man.
The only thing you can do is become Ramaswamy and try and take out the system.
Yeah. Ramaslami's taking over the world, bro. Yeah.
I would like a nice Ramaswamy sandwich.
Right?
You make a ton of money and then you try and run for president.
Yeah.
What are you doing today after the show?
Nothing.
You got me all fired up, Carmen.
What?
We should go over. There's a.
Get some salami?
Yeah. Honestly.
Capriati's.
No, listen to me. There's Capriati's. There's Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, Subway. There's all the Publix. They all make good subs one way or another. You want to eat a best sandwich that you've ever had? There's a little place here in Lutz called Mustard Seed.
Oh.
And once somebody says it or talk, I think about it. Now it's on my mind.
Yeah.
Carmen, you wanted me to send mustard seed?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Mustard
Let's go.
seed, mustard seed, mustard seed, mustard seed.
There's
Joe will be able
another-
to go get some. He didn't get his sandwich the last time you had mustard seed for us.
No.
Gio took it.
Gio ate my sandwich.
It was
like a
well
real
worth it, Gio. I would take a mustard
scumbag.
seed sandwich for my kids.
That is true. Listen, I have no regrets that I ate Joe's sandwich.
I'm sure you don't.
It looked delicious.
It was
It did.
fantastic.
You looked like you enjoyed it too.
No regrets.
Hey, Carmen, is the box off? Is everything good at Bone TV?
Yep, working
Okay.
today.
Oh.
All right.
Yep.
Because they were late today because they got. My question is I just have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Was it debris?
Dude,
You got
don't
stuck
start with him.
at the gate.
yeah.
How come Gio never gets stuck at the gate?
Literally, we were there for 5 minutes, and the guy was sitting in there. We honked. I don't know if there was who the Uber was, but
Does Galvin come to the gate?
Yeah.
How come you don't have any problems at the gate? Interesting.
The gate was literally open whenever I came, but I still slowed down and said hello to the yard. And
I
went through.
come-
Do
I
you go
come
through the
one-
back gate?
yeah, the same gate you do.
Okay. First off,
Interesting.
that's not a guy. That's a lady.
Ooh.
Well, there's your problem from the start.
You're going.
That's a lady.
You're
Yep.
going on.
I
the,
introduced
Oh,
myself
that
to
lady
her.
looked like a man today.
I'm letting you know.
I
That's
think
a
they're
lady.
not going on the back gate. I think they're going to the side gate. You're
How many
going through
gates do you
Lutz
have?
3.
Oh,
You're
look
going
like a-
through Lutz Lake Fern.
I don't know what that means.
Are you coming off of Van Dyke?
Yeah,
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
It's the street that you get off of, but
Yeah,
you can get off at Van Dyke too.
You guys look like side gators.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but you do look like a side gator.
Are you? You're
I like the
being
side
for real?
gator.
Swear to God.
That's where I come from, the side gate, and the guy that works there looks kind of like Spanish. He looks gate guard Spanish. He has glasses. He has the same hair. He's nice. I see him every time I come there once a month.
Do you get stuck at the gate?
No, and I come there once a month.
We had the old guy that we had is
Yeah.
no longer with us.
Yeah,
Right.
the
yeah.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't say like he died.
Colonel
no longer
Gates.
with us.
It seemed like he died.
No, he's just no longer working there.
Yeah,
Colonel Gates.
Colonel Gates. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was just curious. The box is not there. We're all ready to go. We're okay. We're gonna be fine.
Mike,
Yes, Carmen.
you were talking about the mustard seed, right?
Mustard seed.
The
Mustard seed.
Everybody going to the
Mustard seed. Yes.
Have you been to the living room?
Living room.
Living room, the living
Living
room.
room. Let's all
And-
go to the living room.
Oh, it's over at
the outlets up there. Not outlets.
Wiregrass.
Wiregrass.
It's in Wesley Chapel.
Yeah, I have not.
You have not, okay? Because I saw a video and it looked delicious, and you were the first person I thought of. I was like,
Oh my
if Mike
God, thank
goes.
you.
Yeah. I was like, obviously Mike will eventually go, and then he'll give me a review to know if it's worth going and trying. Or
Carmen,
we
I'll
could
take
just
you.
go.
I'll take you to the living room whenever you want to go.
All right.
My living room. Yeah. I fell for it. No, seriously. I there are a bunch of places over here. I still have never been to that dueling piano bar, which I think would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've been to those places, and you're like, "This is dumb," and then 5 minutes into it, you're like, "Play some Bon Jovi." Yeah. It cost me $100 that place one time because I walked into the one in Channel Side when it used to be over there, and they had a big glass mirror, and they would write requests and stuff on the mirror, and if you paid money, your request can go higher than the other one. And some guy paid $20 to write Red Sox rule, and I gave him $100 and wrote Red Sox suck, go Yankees on it, and they said $100 will leave it up there all night. I go, here you go, give it up. Yeah, you get drunk and you do dumb stuff. So it's kind of like when you go to one of those things. If the guys playing the piano are good, it's like, let's make a deal. They're
Yeah.
like, who has a paperclip? I'll play a song for you.
Or you get drunk and you try to take his microphone and sing your own song.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
that does happen.
In those places, that might work better than where Joe tried to do that. So,
Yeah.
hi, Joe. We're gonna have some fun in the next couple of weeks.
I'm looking forward to it. Mike.
We got a pub crawl
Yeah.
1 week from tomorrow in Clearwater, which we've never done before. A Clearwater Beach pub crawl.
Corey Cardinal's already getting your Uber ready for you.
Oh, good.
Fantastic.
We also have the big liquid lunch that day down in the Clearwater Beach, and then we have the Calta Comedy Circus on Saturday, and then we're all off on Monday. So that Sunday we could do something fun.
Yeah.
Just saying, could be a fun weekend.
I know this Saturday you're not going to be around, but I'm going to be hosting the last competition at Side Splitters for who's going to host or open.
Am I not going to be here? Oh, I'm not going to be. Well, what time? Oh, it's
I
early.
believe it's 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah,
Where are you gonna
because it's my son's birthday.
Yeah.
So we have a big dinner thing, but I couldn't figure out if it was early or late. Anyway, yes, that is Saturday is the final, and whoever wins is going to be at the Calta Comedy Circus, right?
Yes.
Do you know who the finalists are?
Yes, I do.
Let me see if I recognize the names.
Tom Wise,
No.
Candace August,
No.
Clark Brooks,
Yes.
T. Davis,
No.
Jeremy Lamont.
No. I mean, I say that in a good way. That's a good crop of new comedians and locally that I am unaware of.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to be pleasantly surprised. Listen, the ones that I've gotten to know before, Ron Hortman, Cam,
JJ Curry.
JJ Curry, I think is my favorite.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of great local comedians, and there's guys here who are like coming up, like they're trying, like Kevin who works at my Starbucks, and he does Wesley Chapel side splitters all the time, and it's good. I like this because this guy or girl that gets to meet the comedians that we have on the show, and the next thing you know, they might have some opening gigs or something. That's what happens with Bobby. Whenever Bobby comes down there, he uses what's his face, the little twink who won when he went on the cruise.
Yeah.
What's that kid's name? Jared? No.
Yeah. Isn't Jared?
Jared Moore.
Yeah.
That kid's funny. He's good.
He is very
Jared
funny.
Fogel.
Jared, no, that guy's in jail.
Not
that guy's
funny.
in jail.
The guy that sleeps outside of the hotels in his car.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. Great story. The other thing is, on Saturday morning, Marky Mark Wahlberg, who hates being called that, but sometimes you have to say it so people know who I'm talking about. Mark Wahlberg will be here in the Tampa Bay area at Lucan's. Lucan's is a fine wine and spirits liquor store, and they have several locations, but the Midtown South Tampa location, Mark Wahlberg will be there with his new tequila, and he's signing bottles of his new tequila, and you could do a meet and greet with him, and it's a paid event. Like, you got to buy a ticket to get in. And I think that it's going to be a massive showing of women to go meet Mark Wahlberg.
Why don't you guys come by? Try my tequila.
What's that, Mark?
Come by. Try my tequila. George Clooney might stop by.
We're going to be giving away a VIP pass to go and meet Mark Wahlberg, and we're going to do that today sometime during the show. The only reason we're not going to do it today is that we just run out of time. But, yes, I think what we might do maybe even today is nail down some finalists and have them compete somehow tomorrow. I'm not really sure yet, but we're going to be doing that, and he is going to be there this Saturday. It's all up on our Instagram if you want to get the details, and I think there's probably still some tickets left if you want to buy them and go. I like Mark Wahlberg.
Lucan's getting everybody.
Yeah.
Lucan's did get everybody. The one that we got cheated out of was Forey Smith from Yellowstone, the old real cowboy on Yellowstone. He was coming here, and then the hurricane was coming, and they canceled it for weather reasons.
Him, Scottie Pippen,
Scottie
Mark
Pippen,
Wahlberg.
the guys from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
They were here. I mean, they always got good people coming in. So, but yeah, Wahlberg is on Saturday at the Lucans. All right, listen, let's take a break. Let's get the show rolling today. We'll give that away. Colin Jost is going to join us on the show at 8:30. But before that, Galvin's brand new open letter, which we didn't get to yesterday. He'll have him do that today. We will talk more about the debates and news. We've got deaths to talk about, a whole bunch of stuff. Sporkle, though, is next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. .46 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. I've got some information to pass on to you people that I don't know if you're even prepared for it. Does anybody know what today is?
Today is August 24th. It's a Thursday. It is your anniversary of the first time you kissed
A boy.
a boy.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
No, I don't know. What is it?
Incorrect. Carmen, do you know what today is?
Oh, Carmen.
August 24th.
Yeah, we reviewed that already.
Yeah, I'm gotta get it in there. Is it someone's birthday?
No. It's a national thing.
Not
Not like a roast beef day or something like that.
Oh.
It's a national thing that people around the country are going to pay attention to today.
I think I know.
Do you want to take a shot at it?
Well, I don't want to give it away.
Well, I mean, if nobody else is
Is
giving
it something you drink?
You mean me? No.
No.
People?
yeah.
Yes.
You mean
Then
me?
I know. Oh, there you go.
It's
Yeah.
back, baby.
Pumpkin spice is here earliest
Yes.
it's ever been.
Well, tied for
At
the earliest
Starbucks.
it's ever been.
Yes.
What do you mean? Why, they've done it before?
Yeah, 2 years ago it was on the 24th.
There was a little bit of a line this morning. I
Was it
noticed.
really?
Yeah, right away, I'm like, what is going on?
It's not pumpkin spice to me until it's cold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want any pumpkin anything ever, but I don't even think about that stuff until it's cold outside.
I've got the pumpkin cream cold brew right now.
Listen to me. I'm just going to tell you right now that my number one superstar Starbucks barista, Joey, who is over there at 54 and the veterans, not only did he tell me last week, the day that it was being released, but reminded me this morning.
It is also, did you know that it's the 20th anniversary of when they introduced it?
I did not know.
Yeah,
I did not know.
20?
Yeah, 2003 is whenever they first came out with the
PSL.
yeah.
You know what Carmen just felt like?
Old. Yeah.
Right,
Well, yeah.
Carmen?
Well, yeah, 20 years ago I was 12, but I wasn't drinking coffee back then. So
I was just doing hippie crack.
Let me tell you,
No,
when you
I
want to
was
feel
14.
really old,
Yeah.
scroll the year back when you're filling something out to look for the year you were born.
Oh, I'm already there.
No,
'Cause I'm at the-
you're not there. You wait till you're 50 and you have to keep scrolling.
Listen,
and keep scrolling.
I used to be a 1 scroller.
Right.
I
right.
am at a 3 scrolling
Ooh.
right now. Yeah.
I feel like every time I scroll mine back, I go, I must be in the beginning of time. This is going so fast. And they're like, nope, 2 more scrolls. It's bad. It really makes me feel bad. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, ladies mostly, and Gio, but today is Pumpkin Spice Day.
Yeah,
It has begun.
I do not like pumpkin spice. I actually had to stop at Dunkin' to get a coffee today, and I ran into Scotty on my way in, and he's like, "Ooh, did you get a pumpkin spice?" and I was like, I lost a little respect for you right there.
If Pumpkin Spice was a guy,
Yes.
that would be Scott.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you get a pumpkin spice?
Yeah.
Why would you think I'm gay?
When you pull up to the Starbucks, though, and all the menus are changed to, like, the fall colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you open your window and you get a brownie heat wave coming at you.
I pulled up, I was like, ooh, and then I rolled the window and the heat just wafted through. I'm like, ooh, humidity.
That's pumpkin pie is what it is.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted an observation I just made during the break. Nicole Laurel, Holly Saunders, there's quite a group of women on the internets that when they do dances and they sing along with songs, it's smoking hot. When you're driving home from your 8-hour shift in your car and you're trying to videotape yourself singing like a Ice Spice song or one of those hot young Megan Thee Stallion songs, it's not hot. It's not hot at all. I mean, I mean, it's fun maybe, but like you're in the car and you're having fun. Not even cute. It's like annoying.
I'm amazed because there are just some unbelievable girls. I don't have TikTok, but on Instagram they'll have the reels, the short ones where the girls do that or they're doing stuff, and you're like, I mean, I get it. Like, it doesn't make any sense for you to sing 8 seconds of a song and do a stupid dance, but you're a smoke show, so go ahead and do whatever you want.
Can I tell you that Nicole Laurel did more for a song? Like she did one when she was dancing to it, and I watched it, and I watched it so many times I started liking the song.
Yeah. But then there's ones that it's in. I mean, no offense. Listen, there's plenty of hot 50-year-olds that I go, good Lord, look how hot she is. But there are people that are not hot that are doing stuff, and I go, do you think you're hot? Like, did somebody tell you that you're hot and you should be doing worse? You know what I mean? Like,
they lied.
Worse is cute. Girls who think they're cute when they do the cute they do like
Yeah, but you know what? The problem is they see other women do it, and then also the whole body positivity movement that's going on. Right, be positive, but it gives them false confidence to think just because they can do it, I can do it too, and I should be respected.
You can do it. You definitely can do it. Just be prepared for dumb guys like us to call you ugly on the radio.
But you get a bunch of simps though that are paying these girls.
Those people are not simps. You're talking to a guy who joined an OnlyFans account.
Which one?
You don't pay. I mean, the guys that are like spending hundreds of dollars.
I'm getting close.
There is a girl who said she made $2 million a year from people watching her sleep.
Yeah,
she is not that cute, and she wears pajamas.
I don't understand that. I think some of that's just a natural curiosity for a lot of people to do, and that gives them a big spike. But I joined an OnlyFans, joined it, paid for it with my credit card and everything, and it's the best damn thing I've ever seen. I'll tell you about it before we do news. So let's get to Sporkle, and then we'll get to the OnlyFans.
I love the one girl that had one of her guys that subscribes to her OnlyFans met her, paid $10,000 to meet her, not to sleep with her, not to live with her for the next month, just to meet her, and then she documented her trip with her boyfriend where she spent the $10,000 and he paid her. Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
But make your money, honey.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Hey, I love it. It rhymes, Carmen.
Yeah, you're welcome.
When there's a
rhyming.
group of people as attractive as us, we can really knock
Right.
these people down. And let them know
Right,
they
right,
should
right.
not
Damn
be on
right.
But
social
Gio,
media.
you know what? You're not on there doing little TikTok songs and
I
dancing in
wanna
a
be,
half
though.
shirt or doing anything.
I think you
No,
should.
because you shouldn't be doing
Right,
that.
right.
That's why I'm not doing it. Mike's not doing it.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Yeah,
It's
well,
true.
if you didn't know, now you know.
Please
Thank
do
you,
a dance
Calvin.
in a
Yeah,
half shirt.
let's see how much money you can make.
You guys are mean.
Make your
man.
money,
Hey.
honey.
You know how much money? You know how much money Mike Olivero made on that thing when he danced with his dog?
Oh my God.
Bought a
That
Ferrari.
is
That was
so
free.
embarrassing. That is so embarrassing.
I love it.
Does he
can I
know
tell you
how
why?
embarrassing that is?
Can I tell you why he's a genius?
No, he's not a genius.
Listen to me.
I love Mike Olivero. Genius is not.
Go big or go home.
Mike Olivero was about to launch the Mike O radio show, and he took his little dog and his girl's tank top, and he made the gayest video ever of him dancing with the dog and put it out there and knew that we would all clown him and all spread it around. I think it was a genius move. Genius move, because now we look
Genius-
at it, we laugh at it, but we talk about it all the time. We still bring it up years later.
Listen to me. Do you think that was a genius move, or did he think that this is a cool video and I'm going to put it out? Had no idea the legs it was going to have because of how ridiculous it was.
No,
he just
but
thought
what
it-
other choice? What other reason you think he just wanted to make a cool video?
He thought it looked cool.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
No
Sorry.
man can think that looks cool.
Sorry.
He's dancing with his dog.
Yeah.
Everybody loves-
And it's
To a
that,
George Michael song.
I love dogs.
but it's also that fake hope or what, you know what I mean? Like you see someone else do it and you're like, well, they're ugly. I'm better looking at them. I can do it.
Wow.
Mike Olivero's not ugly.
And I didn't. I said that. I said he
Yeah, but you
looked-
were like, they were like,
he's
they're
so-
also ugly.
No, I said he saw someone who he thought was ugly and was like, that person's making money, then I can make money.
I don't think
Or-
he was trying to make money. I think he was trying to promote his Mike O radio show, and I think it worked.
I think that makes sense too.
I'm going to tell you before news, I want everybody, you don't have to go, you can go check out our Instagram, and then if you want to go check out our OnlyFans.
I'm
but
excited.
there's a reason why I want to help.
Our OnlyFans?
Not her OnlyFans, the girl I found. There's a reason why I want to help blow her up. She got screwed over on something that we screwed over on. So I'll explain it all after sport call. So let's get Calvin.
Sorry, one more thing.
Yeah.
We all got our mug shots ready
Yes.
to go?
Mhm.
We got to do
Oh
that because that's going to
my
be coming in. That's going to be
God.
coming in hot
Yeah,
any
yeah,
second. We have to predict what he's going to look like in his mugshot.
I'm
Can
just saying the executive producer didn't have us do it.
No,
forgot
he
about
did.
it, so-
He
Yeah.
told
He
us a
reminded
couple
us.
times, and I sent mine, right, Spanish?
Yes, you
I
did.
sent mine.
Can I tell?
We're sending them to you to.
I know what you were doing.
Oh, geez.
What, Carmen? What were you going to say?
I was gonna say, don't even bother. I won. Okay.
Oh, really?
My
Alright.
mugshot is awesome.
I didn't know it was a contest, but I like it.
It
I
is-
like it.
Everything's a contest. I won, hands down.
Okay.
Oh,
all
I
right.
think Carmen did her hair like Trump. Did you do your hair like Trump?
Listen, don't worry about
Ah.
it.
Yeah.
Don't
I could-
worry about it.
Yeah. That's a good move. I got to be honest with you. I was like, do I have anything that I can shave down and use as big, crazy orange hair?
And I was gonna say, yeah. And you know what I used for my hair?
No, don't tell us.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, leave it as a surprise.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to give some stuff away. Let's play a little Sporkle. Here we go. All right, we're going to play, and then we'll pick the line after. It's easier that way. Pap is your judge and God damn it, I'm all screwed up. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what's your name? Spanish. Is he going for 5 today, or is this 4?
Let's see.
Jesus, we already know it's 5. You're so
Yeah.
unprepared.
I mean,
So unprepared.
It is
Stuck at the gate.
5 today.
Yes.
Stuck at the gate. You really got stuck at the gate there, didn't you?
Hey,
It's not
do you
happening.
know who's opening for Big White Box? Stuck at the gate. All right, Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, today we're gonna play movies by score titles. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 3 score titles or 3 of the music titles, and if you can't get it, then I'll also give you an actor or actress that starred in that movie.
All right.
All
You're
right.
giving me the movie.
Gotcha.
Galvin
Okay.
going for 5 in a row to make a second rule.
Actually, changing the first rule and
Thank
making
God.
the second rule.
All right, here we go. The Trip to Earth, Can You Read My Mind, Turning Back the World.
Superman.
Mike. To Notre Dame,
Rudy.
Tryouts. Yes. Galvin. The motorcade. The hijacking.
JFK. Now.
Air Force One.
1. Galvin. Slaves to Rome. Honor him.
Yeah.
Spanish. Rockhammer. Brooks was
Shawshank
here.
Redemption.
Mike.
I mean, that's
Rockhammer.
You got 2 and you didn't
I
get
got a
it.
rock hammer.
Out to Sea. Brody panics. Mike.
Damn it.
Omaha Beach. Wade's death.
Saving Private Ryan.
Galvin. Journey to the Island. Hatching Baby
Jurassic
Raptor. Geo. Jake contemplates. Headquarters. K.
Chinatown.
Reminisces.
Men in Black.
And in Black. Spanish. Pap. We are halfway there.
I thought you said Jake.
Gio is on the board. He has a single solitary point.
I know these.
Spanish has 2.
I'm so mad.
And Michael and Galvin are tied up with 3.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Name or movies by score titles. Your next one: Camel Race, Rebirth, Emotep,
Lawrence of Arabia.
The Mummy.
The Mummy, Spanish. Emotep. I could have done more. Making the list. Give me your names.
Schindler's List.
Yes.
Oh, why are you
Why
laughing
say it like
about
that?
it? Don't laugh
like-
about
it's
it.
like-
Why'd you remix it? Schindler's List.
Give me your name.
Shaka Khan.
Your next one: Forming the Regiment, The Whipping, Charging Fort
12 Years a
Wagner,
Slave.
Denzel Washington,
Glory.
Glory, Spanish. Escaping the Smokers, Helen Freeze, The Mariner, Dryland. Kevin Costner.
Waterworld.
Yes. Pap.
Galvin.
Calvin gets the point. Lambs Screaming, The
Silence of the
Cellar.
Lambs.
Mike.
Damn it. I'm misunderstanding her. I thought you said land screaming. I'm like, oh.
I think you're doing great.
Can you turn the music up a little bit?
Stop it. Civil War Soldiers, Teddy like Sacagawea, Tablet of Ackman-Ra, Ben Stiller.
Night at the Museum.
Yes. Galvin. Castle on the Hill, Ice Dance, Eduardo the Barber,
Edward Scissorhands.
Geo, and one more. 85 Twin Pines Mall,
Back to the Future.
Geo, and now we're on the last 3.
Gio has 3 points.
Wow.
Michael has 4 points.
Oh, no, did I drop?
And Galvin and Spanish are both tied up with 5.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, last 3 movies by score titles. Here we go. The Buffalo Hunt,
Dances
Two-
with the Wolves.
Galvin. A Kaleidoscope of Mathematics,
Never
Crackle,
mind.
Spanish.
Are they tied now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Can anybody win?
Am I out?
Not let him win.
Is everybody out?
We're all out,
All right.
Oh, man.
right? They're tied up.
Spanish, you're out.
Gio is 3. Michael is 4.
Yeah.
Spanish.
All right. So it's me in Spanish.
Yeah.
This is
All right,
if
with
he
the-
wins,
hey,
you
with the
get
stuff already.
I need to prep him up.
Yeah.
I know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, come on, there you go. Pay
Okay.
attention.
Jake's First Flight, The Destruction
Chinatown.
of Home
Nope.
Take your
War.
time. Take your time.
What
Say
were,
it again.
what were the last 2?
Well, Zoe Saldana is the actress. Jake's First Flight, The Destruction of Home Tree, War.
Oh, my
Guardians
Oh.
of the Galaxy.
My Jake!
Jake Sully.
Oh,
All right. Here we go. Next one.
All right. This is the extra one. Someone better get it. Hard to Starboard, An Ocean of Memories, Rose.
Titanic.
Oh! It's because you never heard of the movie.
What did you answer? I didn't even know what you answered. Was it you were saying Titanic?
Titanium.
Streak Slayer.
Oh my God!
How hard? How fast is your heart pounding right now, Spanish?
I can't believe you didn't get Avatar.
I got to take the rest of the day off. I think I just had a stroke.
I gotta be honest. I would not have gotten.
Oh, it takes
Me
Holly.
neither.
Yeah. My Jake.
Dude, I'm trying to hear Carmen. I just see you out of the corner of my eye.
you guys,
Gio,
you
shut
guys
up.
don't help.
I'm sorry.
You just put more pressure.
I got
on him.
excited.
Oh, my word.
Now I get Jake's the lead.
Joe, final score.
Your final score, Gio with a resounding 3 points, Michael with 4, Galvin with 6, and Spanish, your triumphant champion for this game. He won with 7.
Stuck at the gates.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Good
All right,
game.
good job. Good job.
I
All
hate
right.
when I know the answers, but then
I
I'm
can't
not
get your
fast
mouth
enough.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know this.
You got
That's
it all gunked up with pumpkin spice.
When it said out to sea, I'm like, Jaws. And then I couldn't get it out. And then
Yeah.
he said Brody, and I'm like, this is Jaws. What do we have coming up in news, Calvin?
All right, coming up with news today. We want the funk. Gotta have that funk.
What movie does that remind you of? Definitive scene in a movie.
Oh,
Magic Mike.
Titanic.
why am I thinking like Rush Hour? Or something?
Moneyball.
Moneyball?
Oh.
Moneyball, they lost like the third game in a row.
Oh, yeah, the
and
Giambi's
Giambi's on the
brother.
on the
Yeah.
thing, and he's dancing, and Brad Pitt walks in, he's like, you having fun? You having fun? He goes, you know you lost it. He goes, this is what loss sounds like, and he smashes the radio with the bat.
Yeah.
That was good.
It puts the lotion on its skin, and Spanish stains are over.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Thank
no.
God.
I
It's
don't like
over.
that.
All right, Galvin, thank you, Spanish. Good job. Coming up today, we're going to talk to Colin Jost from Saturday Night Live. He'll be on the air at 8:30. We've also got a brand new open letter from Galvin that we didn't get to yesterday. It's happening at 8 o'clock. Of course, in news, we'll talk a little bit more about the debate. And I've got a chance for you to meet the Mark Wahlberg this Saturday at Lucan's. Mark Wahlberg has a new tequila out. We'll talk about that. And when we come back from break, I have an OnlyFans that I joined last night. I actually paid my own money, joined an OnlyFans. I didn't steal the pictures off the internet.
You joined an OnlyFans. You don't have an OnlyFans.
No, I don't have
Yeah,
an
well,
OnlyFans.
that's
No,
what you
I'm
said.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
be
I
careful with
joined
that.
somebody else's
Yes.
OnlyFans.
I
account.
subscribed to
Yeah,
an
there you
OnlyFans
go.
accounts.
I
Works better.
did it out of a little bit of curiosity, a little bit of I felt bad. Let me. I owe you something.
yeah, let's-
No. I'll tell you why.
A real hero.
Yeah.
Yep. And then now after watching all of the videos, all of them in one night, I can't tell you how awesome it was. Like I've seen other OnlyFans, and you're like, this. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
That's good research.
this made me have sex dreams last
Wow.
night.
Because
nice.
of what they're doing?
Yeah, I'll get into it all when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. News is next. On Hey Carmen,
Yeah.
news is next on 102.5 The Bone. I also want to thank our friends at Lifeguard Imaging for sponsoring Sporkle. I almost forgot about that. Cancer, heart disease, they're silent killers. Silent. You don't even know they're there, but if you can go get a scan at Lifeguard Imaging, you could find it early and you could help yourself out. You could do it for you. You could do it for your family and the ones you love. You need to talk to my man, Martin Gramatica, who will start coming in the studio with us next week so we could do football picks. But go to lifeguardimaging.com and schedule your appointment today. Now we'll do news next on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to The Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone.
Superheat and air, that's who you call if your AC is not running the way it should be, especially in this weather. This weather will last through December. It's going to be hot. It's going to be gross and hot. You can be drinking your pumpkin spice and sweating your face off, but not in your house. If you're not kicking like you should be, superheatandair.com. If you need a new unit, you can get a new unit installed with no interest and no payments for 18 months. Why put that off? You can get it installed today with no interest, no payments for 18 months. Maybe I should say not installed today, but you know what I'm saying. And if your AC needs a tune-up, they could do that. They're running a special right now, $39.95, where they'll come out there and do a tune-up on your unit. Take a look at it, see if you need, I don't know, whatever they put in there to make your house cool. I know they came out here last week, and it's freezing upstairs, and I love it. Thank you.
Upstairs.
Freezing
in here.
Yeah. It's always freezing in here. Superheatandair.com. Hit them up and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. Been sponsoring the show now for 10 years. Been great to work with them, and I get a lot of good feedback from our listeners about them. Now, we have the Calta Comedy Circus, and that is happening next Saturday, and it is at the Billheimer Capitol Theater in downtown Clearwater. And there's a couple of different ideas that we had. We actually considered doing just a circus, being outside and doing rides and coming up with something weird, but that was, we always want to incorporate something fun. We brought in Ian Bagg, Josh Sneed, and Mike Cannon, 3 great, funny comedians and friends of the show. And then we were going to fill it with some side circus acts if we could. We do have some of that planned, but more about the comedy. But anyway, one of the things that I did, we remember Pipsy Pinwheel. She came in here and she put nails to her face and did all that stuff.
Gio, do you remember her?
Yeah. Did she spit on you?
No.
She was here next to you while she was hammering nails in her face.
I drank the water out of her eye.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So she does a little act, and I wanted to have her on the show, but she's touring right now, and she wasn't here. So I dug deep into Instagram to find some weirdos, and I got a good one. I got a guy who plays Van Halen type guitar. He is really good, and he's just got a little nub on his hand. He's got one speedy
Nub
left
Halen?
hand, and he's Nub Halen on the other side, but he's really good. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And I talked to him, and he was in Tennessee, and we didn't know if we can get him here and blah, blah, blah. But the first one I found was this girl, and her name was Rachel. And I found her on Instagram. There was no nudity or anything on there. It was just her, and her ability. Well, let me just tell you, her name is Flexi Rachel. Her ability is she can contort her body. She can put both legs behind her head effortlessly. It is amazing to see. Now, I have been watching her Instagram. It's not really like sexual. It's just like, look what I could do. So I hit her up and I said, listen, we're doing this show. Have you ever done something like that? Like, do you have an act you can come up with? And she said, yes. I did ballet for years. That's why I'm so flexible. And I've done stuff where I was like, this could be really good. Well, she's in San Antonio, Texas, and it would have cost more to bring her in. And when we do that, then the ticket prices have to go up and all that. And it was like, no, it's not worth it. Not worth it for the show. So then her Instagram started getting a little sexy, which wasn't sexy necessarily before. And then I saw the OnlyFans link. So I clicked on the OnlyFans link. And I was like, most of the OnlyFans, this is where they get you. You lock in, they tell you it's like $8, $10 a month, and you can cancel after a month. But they tell you it's like $10 a month, and then after, you sign up, and then you go look, and there's a couple of naked pictures of them, and then the good stuff, you have to pay like more to see that. And that's great for them, but there's no way I'm doing that. There's no way I'm going to sit here and start shelling out money. It's like people who pay for Candy Crush. It's before you know it, you're giving them $1,000. So all the OnlyFans that I've ever looked at, I canceled them all, and I'm like, ugh. So this one here, I was like, oh, that's that girl, and I go, well, I'm kind of curious. I do want to see a little bit. Plus, we were going to bring her in here. I'll give her $8. So I clicked on it. It's the best goddamn OnlyFans I've ever seen in my life. You get a girl who's attractive, who can put both legs behind her head, and is doing everything all open free for the subscription on her site. It's the best goddamn OnlyFans I've ever seen. Like, I don't know what you're expecting to see when you go to an OnlyFans, but this is everything I've ever dreamed of. It's her being flexible. It is her enjoying herself being flexible. Then her and I would assume her boyfriend or husband or whatever doing stuff, and it's just fantastic. So I'm going to promote her OnlyFans. Actually, I'm just going to give you her Instagram. Her Instagram is Flexi Rachie, Flexy. Don't worry, perverts. I'll go over it again. FLEXYRACHIE. I'll put it in our stories so you can go ahead and
Wow.
and check. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just look at this. Just on Instagram. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, how could that be comfortable?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Now mix in OnlyFans with the flexibility. It's and she's good looking.
Yeah.
All right. Flexi Rachie on Instagram.
Do you want me to ruin her for you?
Nope.
Because I can.
Go ahead.
That's Jazz.
I gotta tell you, Jazz is better. Jazz got fat.
What's the subscription going to run me these days for Flexi?
He
Rachie?
said $8.
No, $8.
This guy's in, and it was below $10. I think it was $7.95.
All right.
Yeah, right. I'm in for 1 month. I've never gone 2 months on somebody. I don't think. I'm in here for like a 3-month package on this one. I'm going to take it. It's good stuff. Yeah. By the way, I'm never going to meet her. I don't want anything from her. I'm not trying to bang her. But if I did, it would be very easy to do because she's very flexible. I'm just telling you, I know a good thing when I see it, and I pass it on to our listeners. And by the way, this goes for men and women. Also, a girl said to me yesterday, and I'm not saying who it is, she said, I wonder if Mark Wahlberg is coming here with his wife. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. And she said, because I plan on trying to take them both home. And I thought that's the hottest thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
Good luck.
Mark Wahlberg will be here on Saturday at Lucan's in Midtown. I don't know if his wife is coming, but he's got his new tequila.
Do you know what I found? She has a Twitter where she gives you some previews.
Yo, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Same thing on Twitter at FlexiRachie.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has some previews on there.
What? I keep getting flexible racist. I don't know.
No, that's because of your previous searches.
Yeah. How do you spell it?
Spanish.
FLEXY.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so much better on the OnlyFans. RACHIE on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, that's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's giving away too much. Giving away too much.
Previews.
I watched all that last night. I got it all memorized.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Carmen, you're a step away.
Am I?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If this company was like, yeah, Carmen, we don't care what you do on your own time. You got to, blah, blah, blah. Would you do it?
An OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would just be like, I guess, what is it? I'm just trying to describe it. Like, I would do more like bikini shots, but like no top. Right. Guess what? No, guess what? There are plenty of girls that make money doing that.
No
Show us
offense.
your feet. What's the difference? What's the difference between you and those girls?
That I'm not doing it, so I'm not making money. But I could make money doing that. I don't have to show stuff or have sex on film to make money.
The answer you got was 10 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I eat cake off your feet?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what about that?
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
People want to do stuff to me.
But-
So
not
suck
people,
it.
people. It was me. I'm special.
Also,
more
I was going to
special.
say, also, don't yell at me, but yeah, I think they like that too.
Yeah,
Yell.
exactly.
Yell all you want.
You know who this girl reminds me of a little bit also is Moose's daughter. Right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what that girl looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Moose's daughter looked more like she's different than her.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Boop. Oh, what a little booper. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news, Galvin?
I don't like how you lead into it. You got all that good stuff, and then boring news. I'm looking at pictures.
No.
now.
I'm excited for news.
There's
I am
Very
fully
good.
aroused
Republicans.
now that news has started.
Republicans got together. Something happened. I don't know.
No,
Today's,
the Republicans are not flexible.
today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. If you're looking for some new shoes, may I suggest Pelt Shoes?
Oh.
They have all the brands and styles you're looking for. They've got New Balance, Skechers. They've got the Hey Dudes. They've got the UFOS recovery sandals. They've got dress shoes. They've got boots. They've got sandals, heels, everything you're looking for right there in the store, ready to go. Don't have to wait around for shipping or anything like that. And whenever you stop in there, they have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Make sure when you stop in, you whisper my name, Galvin. Galvin. You're going to get 10% off your first purchase. Pelt Shoes, get them at Pelts. So with Donald Trump skipping the first 2024 Republican presidential primary debate, 8 of his primary rivals brawled for second place status last night. Here is a little highlight reel of some of the different things that happened last night.
Real quick, Gio, why did he skip it? Because those guys are what? The other guys?
What? Sorry.
Why did he skip the debate, Trump? Because
He said they were losers.
Losers.
He's like, oh, they're polling at like 0%.
Here is a little highlight reel of some of the different stuff that happened last night in the GOP debate.
Our country is in decline. This decline is not inevitable, it's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse American decline.
You all signed a pledge to support the eventual Republican nominee. If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
Hands going up.
mean, look, Joe Biden has weakened this country at home and abroad. Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie. We don't need to bring in people without experience. We need to bring.
Do you believe in human behavior is causing climate change? Raise your hand if you do.
Look, we're not school children. Let's have the debate. I mean, I'm happy to take it to start. Alexander, as somebody that's handled disasters in Florida, you got to be activated. You've got to be there. You've got to be present.
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT standing up here.
This is exactly why Margaret Thatcher said, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman.
Can't we have a minimum standard in every state in the nation that says when a baby is capable of feeling pain, an abortion cannot be allowed?
Don't make women feel like they have to decide on this issue when you know we don't have 60 Senate votes in the House.
70% of the American people support legislation
but
to ban
70%
abortion
of the
after
Senate
a baby is
does
capable
not.
of experiencing pain.
You know, Nikki, I wish you well in your future career on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon. The fact of the matter,
and you know,
Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week,
You want
Nikki.
to go and defund Israel? You want to
Okay, let me address that. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to address each of those right now. This is the false lies of a professional politician. There you have it.
Your watch,
so the reality
make America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know what? The foreign policy experience that
the most pressing need of the American people from a national security standpoint is our southern border. It has led to the death of 70,000 Americans because of fentanyl.
When after 9/11, we had the global war on terror, and guess what? We protected the border at the same time. You can do both.
But the American people deserve to know that the president asked me in his request that I reject or return votes unilaterally, power that no vice president in American history had ever exercised or taken. He asked me to put him over the Constitution. And I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
Yeah, no one cheered for him.
He is the worst example of what politics used to be in this country. He is the last standing old way of thinking.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean, he is absolutely the worst. I liked what Ramaswamy said, but a lot like Bernie Sanders, I don't know how he's going to do a lot of the stuff he says. I just don't know yet. I'm not saying he can't. You know, Chris Christie made some good points, but I don't think he's presidential. I don't really know. I don't really know.
He got booed heavy too.
He got, but he got booed heavy because he's anti-Trump.
Yeah.
But Ramaswamy called him out, and he goes, "You're only here to have revenge." And he goes, "You're only in the election to have revenge, to go after Trump." He's like, that's it. And he's pretty much right, because Trump crapped all over him, and he's like, "I'll get you." And he's not getting anything but fatter.
By the way, in that entire highlight reel, no eyebrows.
No, I
no
know,
eyebrows
right?
whatsoever.
He was useless.
Yeah, he was
useless. So was the old guy from Arkansas. He was useless. And I think they bookended the black dude. At one point, he got a little Martin Luther King. He was talking, and he was like, "And if I go out there, I will." I was like, "What is he? Is he singing?" And I'm like, "That's not going to fly either." We all though decide at the end of the day. I don't know who you thought won, but we all realize Mike Pence is a loser, right?
Mike Pence, yeah, he should not. He should. I think it's time to hang it up.
Mike Pence is telling women how to treat their own bodies. Mike Pence is, I've been here before, and this is the way to do it, all old school. And then he was like, my wife and I, we prayed to Jesus, and finally, shut up. You don't push your stuff on us.
And I get the debating part, but they should have a section where they ask them all questions and everybody else's mic is off. That way it's just them speaking. You can hear what they're saying, because every time they're trying to make a point, it's someone else. Well, what about this? What about that?
It wasn't that bad, Carmen. It wasn't like the highlights got heated up a couple of times, but for the most part, so the worst part for me was they gave a 30-second chime whenever it happened, and it sounds just like my doorbell.
Yeah.
So the minute they hit it, my dogs are like, "Wah, wah, 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 wah." But for the most part, they had control. The moderators had a little bit of control. They had to pull it back a couple times. They had to yell at Pence. They had to tell Pence, look, we're giving you 30 seconds. You're going way over. You're ruining everything.
They should put them all in like little plastic boxes, like Hollywood squares,
Yeah.
and then you can't
turn them
Yeah.
on.
You can't hear them once it gets
Right.
turned off.
Yeah.
But then do a portion at the end where they turn it all on and they actually do a full debate. You know
And
what I
they
mean?
have them in those squares, and they have like a smoke screen in front of them where you can't even see them or hear them or anything. But here's the thing about that is already from the first debate, we can cut that 8 down to 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Easily.
Well, that's what it's for, you know.
That was one of the reasons Trump said he wasn't going to waste his time. He goes,
Well, that's
he's-
what I have Trump here. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has stolen the limelight from his fellow Republican candidates, opting to air a sit-down interview with former Fox News presenter Tucker Carlson while the first Republican primary debate was being staged. Here is what former President Donald Trump had to say. Take a listen.
Why are you at the Fox News debate tonight in Milwaukee?
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. And, you know, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2. And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president? Should I be doing that? And a network that isn't particularly friendly to me, frankly. You know, they were backing Ron DeSanctimonious like crazy, and now they've given up on him. I mean, it's a lost cause. It's reminded me very much of 2016. You know, in 2016, I went through the same stuff and had to fight them all the way, and then they became very friendly after I won, or just about when I was winning. But I just felt it would be more appropriate not to do the debate. I don't think it's right to do it. If you're leading by 50, 60, I have one poll, I'm leading by 70 points, and I'm saying, why am I doing it? And I'm going to have 8 people, 10 people, whoever made the debate, I don't know how many it is, but I'm going to have all these people screaming at me, shouting questions at me, all of which I love answering, I love doing, but it doesn't make sense to do them. So I've taken a pass.
Taking a pass.
Taking a pass.
So I would have loved to seen him and Pence up there together.
Yeah.
Because at the end, they asked everybody if Pence did the right thing by not listening to Trump, and they all agreed that Pence did the right thing. If Trump Trump is there, though, I feel like
that Nikki Haley, Lockheed Martin comment from Vivek is really damning because I don't think a lot of people ever knew that she was involved with a lot of that military stuff.
Oh, that's why she jumped on it immediately. He was like,
because she tried. Well, I know she was trying to hide it for a really long time.
Yeah, for sure.
That was one thing about him is he had no problem calling everybody out. People like that. Trump did it, and that's why everybody fell in love with him because he went there and did it. But everybody, after a while, you were like, I wish he would just slow it down a little and stop tweeting. This guy seems to have the right composure. America loves a guy who challenges things. I just think Ramaswamy comes in at the wrong time. I think it's going to be hard for him to gain on Trump.
He needs to slow to relax a little bit.
One of the things he said that made a lot of sense to me, I thought was good, was he said he didn't really play off his race or his nationality. He said, or where is he from? You know,
I do not.
I mean, clearly he's from here, but I mean, what he said is that America needs a younger president because a younger president.
Yes.
As a younger president, I went into the west side of Chicago, and I went into these other neighborhoods that Republicans never go into because they just assume it's a lost cause, and because they're poor neighborhoods and they think they're going to lose the vote. He goes, I'm young and cool, and I went in and related to these people and taught them, and he's right about that.
You could tell, like, the adrenaline was going because he was getting really excited. And he said, like, I saw him, Hannity interviewed him right after. He goes, I've never done a debate before. This is my first time.
Yeah, he killed it.
He goes, I thought that was fun.
Yeah. But, if you have the confidence and you have the answers, then it's not hard to do.
I think he'll learn if he gets into another one. I think he'll learn from this and kind of still get his point across, but like a little more relaxed.
I mean, I think he was the clear leader from last night as far as what the Republicans want and what they see, because he's a Trump guy. Trump's winning, so he just looked like he was doing Trump's work for him. He was like I'm saying to the Trump people, the Trump people who booed everybody else. He's the only one that's been a Trump guy from day one.
It's so funny when you hear Trump. He's like, some of these people are polling at 0.
Yeah, he's so
0,
funny.
1,
But like,
2, 2.
Everybody's
Rhymes
like,
with poo.
they're all trying to decide like who won the debate. Meanwhile, they're all losers. They're by a huge margin as you go by the polls.
Yeah, but that stuff goes quick too.
Yeah, you can flip it quick.
We saw Howard Dean lose everything when he had the hooyah or whatever
overnight,
he did. Yeah, and there could be one or two answers that really screw things up for people in the debates. I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun to watch. It was not as cool as when Trump was there, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, better than I thought.
So Ramaswamy was born in Cincinnati. His parents are Indian immigrants. He was raised Hindu. Actually went to a Catholic school though, and his net worth, and real net worth, because this is from Forbes, is about $630 million.
So and that's parents of immigrants who came here poor. That's a pretty good story, man.
Yeah,
he's great. He's got some good policies on his website and stuff where he kind of goes into how he would help with the border and.
Yeah.
Although an interesting thing, he gave a great response to a girl who was asking him about LGBTQ, and she said that she was what was it?
Pansexual.
Pansexual. She said, "I'm pansexual. Do you have a problem with same-sex marriage or anything like that?" And he goes, "Well, I believe pansexual is the same as gay." And when he says gay, he points to himself.
Right.
He literally, subconsciously, doesn't even know that he's doing it. He goes, "I think pansexual is the same as gay," and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what did you just tell us?
Wouldn't it be great if he got in and then when he was in there, they were like, "Hey, where's your girlfriend or where's Mrs. Ramaswamy?"
Because he's
like,
married.
Oh, I'm gay.
No, but he's married.
2 kids,
Which is the interesting thing. Why I'm saying he's pointing to himself and saying gay, and you're like, well, okay.
Yeah.
There are
All right,
rumors. There are
interesting.
theories out there.
So speaking of Donald Trump, odds makers, of course, now we talked about he's going to be doing his mugshot today, which everybody's got to get their mugshot done. Odds makers are now taking bets on how much Donald Trump will weigh when he is arraigned in Georgia. Because they do the height, height and the weight. I say
he's tall.
I say we put some money in.
All right, let's figure it out. He's somebody record this, will you? He's 6'2", 6'1".
I believe he is. Let's see.
I'm 6'2", and when I met him, he was as tall as I was.
They say he's 6'3", listed as 6'3".
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's why Ron DeSantis wears the boots because he's like 5'9".
Did anyone think Ron DeSantis was standing on a box last night?
Yeah.
It looked right.
No,
the other thing is, Ron DeSantis, I respect anybody who is a veteran and served their time because I never want to do it. But how many times he said that he associated himself, like he fooled people and trying to make him think he was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
He was like, I went out with the Navy SEAls. You went out with the Navy SEAls, not with your Navy SEAls. 6'3",
6'3", 77 years old,
275 pounds.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Because I'm gonna say 278.
Okay,
I'm gonna go just a little bit more.
I didn't want to insult the guy. I think he's more too, but I didn't want to insult him.
We're going closest without going over.
Yeah,
265.
282.
All right.
Oof.
280.
Carmen.
Okay, I'm trying to do a little research real quick.
No.
We're not doing research.
We're all sizing up.
I know, not research on Donald Trump. What?
What are you doing research on?
Cheater.
Pumpkin spice?
She's out. She's out.
On what it is to be considered obese at 6'3".
Say a word.
Just
say a number.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna go 272.
Okay.
DQ.
Good number.
You're out.
Yeah, didn't look.
He's going to Dairy Queen. By the way, I saw Trump golfing, and they were doing that back off challenge where they say all the stuff whenever they're in the middle of their backswing, and they were saying, "How are you going to be president from a jail, and how are you going to do this?" Whatever. And he just darted it right on the green. I mean, it was perfect. And he just kind of looked back and was like, "Meh, it didn't get me."
Isn't that what Chad does?
What?
I forgot it. I forgot what he said already.
Exactly. So suck it.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
It was a Tarkov, but you said something like a back off challenge.
Yeah, back off challenge.
Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani turned himself in at a jail in Atlanta last night on charges related to yesterday afternoon, I guess, related to efforts to overturn then President Trump's loss in 2020 presidential election in Georgia. Bond for Giuliani was released after booking, like the other defendants, was set at $150,000, second only to Trump's $200,000. And there was quite a few other ones. One of Trump's lawyers, one of his people that was in his campaign. There was a bunch of different people there that turned themselves in and got the mugshots.
It's the saddest RICO mugshot group I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The
King of New York, Giuliani.
So far, he is fallen.
I saw a meme that showed Tony Soprano smoking a cigar and laughing, and he said the guy who invented the RICO charge to arrest all the mobsters just got arrested on a RICO charge.
Yeah.
Good for him. I mean, once the two things that ruined Giuliani for me were the head that was dripping with the color.
Oh man!
And the Borat thing. The Borat thing just made him seem like a complete and utter
creep.
Fool. Yeah. But we had him on the air the next day after that movie came out. And he was like, "Oh no, nothing. It was fine."
Okay. Wagner mercenary group chief Yevgeny Prigozhin was on the passenger
That's
list.
the old kicker for the Dolphins. Isn't it?
Was on the passenger list of a jet which crashed in Russia, killing all 10 people on board. That's according to Russia's Civil Aviation Authority. Social media linked to Wagner mercenary group says his private plane was shot down by Russian air defenses. Prigozhin died, quote, as a result of actions of traitors to Russia, the Gray Zone Telegram channel posted. Prigozhin led an aborted mutiny against Russia's armed forces in June. However, some experts in Russia and abroad suggest the revolt was staged, and he abandoned his justice march on Moscow after direct orders from President Vladimir Putin.
He went against Putin, failed, and the thing is that Putin now shot him out of the sky. But now there's rumors saying that he wasn't even on the plane and that they had a body double. And why would they, that they, I don't know.
Here's the thing, though, is if Putin is mad at you,
yeah,
don't you go, okay, well, fake my death and then show up in Cleveland.
Get out of there. Yeah.
And now, hey, Yev's here.
If I got to tell you, I fell into a little bit of a rabbit hole yesterday. If this gentleman is even a real human being that exists, and this isn't just some false flag either put out by the Russians or the Chinese, and we're, picking it up as well. I don't know. The whole thing is weird.
Seems like there's too many details and it goes back too far to not be real.
Well, so if you look at some of the videos that he's put out before his death, there's like a lot of inconsistencies in his face, and there's a lot of inconsistencies with like some green screen effects with like some Britney Spears stuff. But I always think about what you said. If it's either, are they faking it, or is it?
Is that faked, or did they fake that to make it look like it's fake?
Either way, it's all Mission Impossible, and I don't understand any of it. I also don't care. I don't care if this guy.
We should care because he was supposedly helping us. Supposedly helping us, get to Putin, and if he's dead.
Right, but I'm saying we fake his death.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole Ukraine situation is getting weirder and weirder. There are reports that there are a bunch of American mercenaries that they just flew over there last night, but nobody knows what they're doing.
I wouldn't fly over there.
I wouldn't fly over
there. This is all Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
4 people were killed, including the suspected gunman, and 6 people were hospitalized after a mass shooting at a famed biker bar in California on Wednesday, according to authorities. The shooting occurred at Cook's Corner. It happened around 7:30 p.m. According to authorities. It was at Spaghetti Night at the bar. Yeah,
who doesn't love Spaghetti Night?
Ruining Spaghetti Night. You're shooting people and having problems and stuff.
Who doesn't love spaghetti?
By the way, if I'm getting a spaghetti dinner, it's probably not going to be at a biker bar.
Right?
I got to tell you, if you ever are traveling and you just see like a standalone bar, biker bar and stuff like that, they usually have some of the best like Spaghetti Night because it's just it's very simple.
Easy.
Oh, or the best fish fry.
Chili.
I'm telling you,
chili in there.
Right, because I'm telling you, I had a lot of biker bars around where I lived because of just where, and they always did fish fry on a Friday, and it was some of the best food.
Last night there was a bit of a cook-off in my house.
Yeah? Who won?
Well, I was driving after the show. I was in the car, and I was talking to my wife. She was somewhere else. We were on the phone, and she said, "What are we doing for dinner tonight?" And I said, "I don't care." And she said, "I have an urge for meatloaf." Now, she doesn't make meatloaf. We don't have meatloaf. But when she said meatloaf, I was like, no, I want meatloaf. The last time I think I had meatloaf was from like Boston Market or something.
Key ingredient in meatloaf.
Meat.
Well, it's interesting that you said it, because I said to her, I go, I will make meatloaf for you. And she said, I will make meatloaf. And she goes, I think I'm just going to use turkey meat. And I went, and for those reasons, I'm out. And she said, well, I go, I'll tell you what. You make your meatloaf. I'll make my meatloaf, and we'll see which ones the kids like best.
Loaf off.
We had a loaf off.
Yeah.
What do you put in your meatloaf?
So keep in mind, I've never made meatloaf before. So I went and got ground beef.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got ground sausage. She doesn't love a little sausage.
Right.
Then I put in some spices, some thyme, some salt and pepper. Then I put in a little bit of W sauce.
Okay.
And then, of course, the eggs and breadcrumbs to bind it all together.
Mm-hmm.
I made it out. Then I put it in the little pan. Then cut it down the middle, and I stuffed mozzarella in there. And then I covered it up again. And then I took a little bit more W sauce and on the top. And yes, I did use ketchup as well. Ketchup
You're missing one thing.
Maybe I'm not missing it. I just
the most important ingredient, I think, for a good meatloaf. Obviously, Joe, yes, you have to have meat in your meatloaf. Horseradish.
I did not. I never even.
Yes.
I can't even think about that.
Yeah, you do the horseradish with the ketchup, and then you mix it in. Yeah,
Little
it's
cocktail sauce.
fantastic.
I like the horseradish sauce.
Yeah.
On the side.
You can do that.
Bacon on the top.
I thought we had bacon and we didn't. I came home and I was like, "Do we not have bacon?"
And I use seasoned breadcrumbs.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I used 4C Italian panko breadcrumbs and it worked out perfect.
Does anyone remember those meatloaf cupcakes we
Yes.
used?
Yes.
Those were the best.
Patty
Yeah.
cake.
Those were the best.
So I made the meatloaf, and my wife made her meatloaf, which had turkey, and then we put them in the oven. Hers ended up rising a quarter of an inch, and mine became a perfect loaf. And the kids hated both of them. Juliana's like, I don't like meatloaf. I go, really? It's like a big meatball. And she goes, yeah, I don't eat meatballs. And I went, yeah, she doesn't eat meatballs.
Oh.
And Joey tried them both and walked away. And then he went to Chipotle. I was like, okay. It's crazy.
I do like ground turkey. I don't know if it would be good for a meatloaf, though.
No, it was not. I mean, it's healthy. It tastes healthy. It's gross.
We talked about this a little bit this morning. The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks.
Back, baby.
Which is tying the record for the earliest debut. It also returned on August 24th, 2 years ago. It's a big year for the PSL. It's the 20th anniversary.
Oof.
They started selling it back in 2003.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Do you remember when Starbucks had sipping chocolate? They literally just gave you a cup of hot chocolate. Not hot chocolate. Hot, chocolate.
Yeah.
Like just, melted chocolate?
Yeah, and you would sip it. It was sipping chocolate. That's too much for me. Yeah, it sounds gross, and it is gross. Also sounds like it might be delicious.
You want a cup of chewing peanut butter?
Yeah, I mean that really is.
Right?
Sounds good.
A flight made an emergency landing on Sunday after a woman gassed the cabin with pepper spray. Not on purpose, though. She mistook her pepper spray for a hand lotion.
Oh.
She was trying to put hand lotion on pepper spray. You're not supposed to have pepper spray on a flight anyways.
No,
yeah.
I blame TSA. I blame Mo.
Yeah, that was definitely Mo.
I blame Mo. So, did you see Gio Warren Sapp's video yesterday from the airplane?
I was hoping there'd be more context to it.
Don't worry. I got the
Oh,
whole
you do?
story.
Yeah, I did see the ending.
Warren Sapp had a video of him on a plane, and he was coming from South America, so he's on a JetBlue flight, no first class. He's 3 seats across. And the video, it's a somewhat younger, attractive girl behind him, and he videos her, and he goes, "What'd you say, Miami-Dade? What'd you say?" And she starts yelling and saying something in Spanish. I couldn't hear what she said, and he's like, That's it, Miami-Dade. That's Miami-Dade's finest right there, and blah blah blah. And you really couldn't get the gist of what was happening. Then a woman's white arm comes through the seats and touches Warren on his shoulder, and I went, "Here's where it gets hectic." And Warren didn't do anything. He's like, "No, it's okay, it's okay." He's like, "I'm just talking to her because I want to see." And I went, "Okay." And then he goes, "Let me ask you this." He turns the thing, and the video goes off.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, it's fine." So I text him and I go, "I want part two." And he didn't answer me. And a little while later, I text him and I go, "Where's part 2?" Then about a half hour later, he calls me. He's like, "Listen to this." So I'll give you the gist of what happened. Warren Sapp is coming back on a flight to Miami, and he is the window seat in 3 seats on the plane. The couple that was sitting next to him were an older Spanish couple. And he's on the window, and he's, almost 300 pounds. He's a big guy. He's an NFL lineman, okay, playing or not. He's built big. And the woman was not respecting his space, and she was using both of her hands to text. And he's like, and she's elbowing me in the ribs. He said, so I took the armrest and I put it down. And she told me I need to move over. And he goes, now, when you're sitting there with your chick and there's another person in the row that's not you, you lean into that. He's like, my girl would lean into me. So I told her, lean into your man. And he goes, he was leaning into the aisle to get away from her because he couldn't stand her either. So all this is going on. And he said, it's not a big deal. Like, we're just talking, And then they get up and they move to a different seat in another row. And the girl behind them starts yelling at Warren. And she then tells him that she's a Miami-Dade police officer and that she'll put him on the no-fly list. And Warren said, we're in South America. What jurisdiction do you think you have here? And also, after this, we're going to be in the air. What jurisdiction do you have in the air? And he's recording. He goes, I'm a black man on a flight sitting next to a bunch of white people who are yelling at me. He's like, I videoed everything. And he said, just because I needed to make sure everything was covered. He goes, then this one starts telling me that she's going to put me in Miami-Dade jail and put me on a no-fly list when I've done nothing wrong. He said, all I did was get elbowed by this old lady. And it was because he was videoing that she was getting mad. And she said, I'll put you on the no-fly list. And he said, I'm a living legend in Miami. He's like, this bitch has no idea who she's fooling with.
He hits her with the, he's like, oh, no, this is public. He's like, what's your name? What's your
name and badge number? Name and badge number.
He goes, I do this all the time. What's your name and badge number?
Yeah. So then it gets worse. Then the JetBlue lady comes over and starts giving Warren, she's like trying to figure out what.
Yeah,
so
she seemed calm.
Well, she seemed calm. Diane from JetBlue. He's like, Diane comes over and says, what exactly happened? He goes, and I explained to her that this whole thing down with this lady. He's like, she's elbowing me. They got frustrated and got up and left. Everybody's looking at me. And she starts like carrying on and like asking a million questions. And then he goes, I know she went up there and spoke Spanish to you guys. And he's like, and now it's coming back on me because everybody's speaking Spanish to each other. So he talks to her. He goes, I'm talking to her for 40 minutes. And he goes, the whole time I'm recording. And I said, Miss Diane, will you do me a favor? Would you get me a water? Because all this talking has made me very, very dry. And she said to him, I'll get to you when I can. And Warren said, no, you don't understand. I didn't ask for a drink. Like, he goes, I've been talking to you because you've come over here and interviewed me. 40 minutes of chatting with you and the plane has made me thirsty. Can you just get me a water? She's like, sure. So she goes and gets the water. This is where it gets really bad. He now, because those people left, have 2 empty seats next to him, right? She comes over, takes the water, and puts it on the floor. I went, that's the most disrespectful thing. Like, she didn't have
why?
To be a bitch.
Right.
To be a bitch because she was not, for some reason, she was mad thought that he was doing something wrong. Clearly, the big black man must have been the guy who did everything wrong. And he goes, and she's a black lady. And he's like, I got a black lady coming over to me, to a black man, and putting my water on the floor. And I was like, out of all the things, I said, that's the most disrespectful thing out of all of it.
Yeah.
So, and of course, he's got it on tape. And he goes, and then later on, when they came to do the beverage cart, he asked for a drink. And they told him, we've, as a crew, had a meeting, and we decided we're not going to serve you alcohol.
What?
And Warren said, what? And he said, what did I do wrong? He said, am I drunk? And they said, oh, no. We're just trying to avoid a problem, and we're not going to serve you alcohol. He said, I'm a Mosaic member on this flight. I am traveling here. I've had a lady elbow me. I had another one start bitching at me from behind. I have it all on videotape, and I've done nothing wrong. And you're going to deny me a beverage because you guys had a meeting about it? And then he's like, let me ask you a question. Am I incapacitated? Am I drunk? And they were like, no. He goes, I'm not, because I'm sitting at an exit row, and I wouldn't be allowed to sit here. You wouldn't let me sit here if I was. And she's like, right. He goes, so why can't I have a drink? And they had no answer for him. Oh. And then he also had it all on videotape.
He was calm the whole time. I saw too.
Well, I said to him, I go, Warren, when that white arm came in and grabbed you by the shoulder, I went, here's the plane goes down. He goes, oh, no. He goes, I don't get mad anymore. And he goes, and I certainly don't get mad when I'm on videotape. And then he said, so I sat there calm, and I made my video, and I posted it on TikTok, and he said, or on Twitter, and he said, and then I said, I'm going to, when he lands, he's like, she's going to know what really happens in Miami-Dade. And he goes, because I know the chief of police, and I know all that. And he goes, she's going to be in trouble. And he's like, and Miss Diane, he goes, I think she was celebrating her 20th anniversary. She's going to celebrate it by getting fired.
Yeah.
So he gets off the plane, and there's somebody waiting for him. And the guy in a jacket comes in, and he goes, Warren? And he goes, yeah, I'm James Aguilera from JetBlue. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, I would like to talk to you. And he goes, well, I've had enough harassment for today. If you want to walk with me as I'm going to my flight. And the guy said, I'll absolutely walk with you. And he started talking, and he goes, what happened? And he told him, and he goes, Warren, when I got a call that said that there was a 300-pound black man coming back from South America to Miami on the flight, and I said, that's Warren Sapp. And he goes, and then I looked at it, and I realized they need to leave you alone. And so the guy's like 100%. He goes, I got Miss Diane on tape, and I'd like to send that to somebody. He goes, you send that to me. I'm like, he goes, so Miss Diane, I think, is going to probably lose her job over this.
Yeah.
But listen, I have to tell you, we all know Warren's reputation in the past of not being the easiest guy to get along with. Some people just have bad experiences with him. Most people just hear about it and think he's a jerk off. I've known that guy for 25 years. I've seen him be good and I've seen him be bad, but this was one of the best he's ever been. And even the phone call that we had when it was just he and I, he was totally calm, totally and he goes, I just couldn't believe this was happening. And he goes, and I'm rolling because I got to look out. He goes, I'm the sole black man in this situation. I got to look out for myself.
That's super smart for him to keep his cool. Because on a plane, you always are at the disadvantage. You never have the advantage when it comes to a plane.
Gio, go ahead, Carmen.
I was going to say, well, maybe Galvin can also attest to this. When you work in a service industry, as a server, as a bartender, as a flight attendant, there is yes, you deserve respect as a person, but you cannot disrespect a customer in that manner by putting their drink on the floor like that.
That's the worst.
That's where you lose your privilege of being in the customer service and having your
if he'd have said, bitch, go get me a water, I'd be like, get your own water, goddammit. But he asked her nicely.
Right.
He's got it all on video. He was calling her Miss Diane, and he was being totally polite.
Right. And as a server, you'll get disrespected occasionally. And guess what? You can be disrespectful back, but then you also...
You're going to get the heat.
You're going to get the heat, and you can be fired because it's up to the establishment. So it's, you know what I mean? So you can't act like that when you're in the service industry if you want a job.
And they were treating him like, he's like, we decided, and Warren goes, who's we? You're the only one I've talked to, and you went and had a meeting with 5 other people that never even talked to me, and they've made a decision based on it? He's like, that's ridiculous.
How does Jet Sapp sound?
I've got to tell you, even in the phone call between just he and I expected him. I would have been. He was like laughing. He was like, I couldn't believe all this was. He was genuinely shocked.
Good for him
that anyone was being treated that way, let alone him. You know. But then when it got silly when we were talking, he's like, bitch, I'm a living legend in Miami. He's like, she's gonna find out the hard way, and I'm like, yeah, that's not the place you want to mess with Warren Sapp. It was so funny, but I'm so glad that he called me back because I needed to know what was going on.
Yeah,
it looked, I couldn't figure out how it really started and what that woman had to do with it. And she had nothing to do with it. She just got involved and then threatened to put him on the no-fly list.
When I saw that, I'm like, oh, there's like no context to what's going on.
Yeah,
but that's good.
It was weird, but I'm glad that he kept calm, and I'm glad he had it, because especially if you have a history. Or even a history that people think like a predetermined notion of what you're like, any little move gets you in trouble.
With no video, like he's smart to video the whole thing because right away people are going to assume that he's like the bad guy for whatever reason.
Whether it's a preconceived notion or
what people think for some reason, which is stupid.
That was what led into the debates last night. I had to pause the debates to talk to him, and I was like, "This is the most entertaining night I've had in a long time." Oh, there you go.
Spanish just left the room, but I want him for this next story, so I'm going to skip this next story and come back to it when he gets back in here. But today is, you ready to get hungry? Happy National Waffle Day. Now, we talked about that place. What is that place that's the waffle place?
Lots of waffles?
I don't know.
Waffle House.
No.
Waffle.
The place you just said the other day. That's
it's on Dale Mabry and Carrollwood.
Yeah,
it's waffle. I don't know.
Charlie Belcher was out there, right? Was he out there?
Yeah, I don't remember it either.
Yeah. Well, it's some waffle place.
Big old waffles.
Carmen, did you not think I could come up with Waffle House?
I knew. I was saying it as a joke.
You're a real jerk.
It's Wonder Waffle. Tampa.
Wonder Waffle. You're my Wonder Waffle.
Some sad news. Pro wrestling legend Terry Funk passed away after a battle with dementia and other issues. He was 79 years old. His career spanned 6 decades, finally wrapping up in 2017.
They should cut his head in half today and immediately start looking at his brain for trauma, and because he has dementia. He was always a little bit of a lunatic, and I guarantee you it's from the amount of times his head got knocked around.
The king of hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, he really was. I mean, he was in ECW as the king of hardcore when he was a senior citizen. You know what I mean? He was.
But if he was he was self-medicating with alcohol or drugs or anything like that, which most of them do, that's what they're going to blame. That.
Maybe, Carmen. Maybe that the combination of the abuse, the physical pain and the abuse. Sure, that could have got him, but.
Definitely a legend for wrestling.
100% a legend, 100% a Hall of Famer, and great ties to the Tampa Bay area with having wrestled so many times at the Armory and all that, and great appearance in Roadhouse. That's just the best part of his movie career is Roadhouse for sure.
For sure. Carmen, I had sent this to you. It's on the T drive. It was from yesterday, the audio that I had sent to you. If we can pull that up. There is, I'll get to that in just a second, but now that Spanish is back, researchers, this is good news for you, Spanish.
Oh, you're
better
getting taller.
News for you, Mike.
Oh, no, you're not.
Researchers have discovered a way to fix toilet bowls so that no waste sticks to the bowl.
Oh, good. You backwards pooper.
Okay.
The old
Perfect.
reverse cowgirl over here.
Good.
It's a special kind of abrasion-resistant, super slippery flush toilet. But it's too early to say when it might be available to buy them and stuff, but they're working on it, so you won't have to sit there and scrub and do all that stuff. It just goes right in the bowl.
I like it.
Just clean your toilets.
Yeah, well, listen.
Also, don't sit backwards on the toilet like Spanish does.
Gio,
Listen.
how old are your daughters?
My daughters are 13 and 14.
So what do they always flushed the toilet?
Yes.
Juliana is is totally opposed to flushing the toilet.
My son is the one that always does not.
Oh.
I walked in the bathroom last night and I go, Juliana. And she's like, what? I go, you left a package in there. Flush it. And she's like, I didn't go in there. And I go, yes, you did. She goes, I just went in the other bathroom. And I go, so where did that come from? She goes, oh, probably when I came home from school. I go, great. So it's been sitting there for 4 hours. Gross little monster.
No, my son does that. He's very guilty of that. My daughter's not so much.
I mean, I'm flushing as I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, courtesy flush.
How much are you going?
Oh, I go, it takes a while, yeah.
You really should get that squatty potty.
Nah, I mean, I don't have, I go like Oprah said you're supposed to. I don't know how much we can talk about. It's almost like toothpaste out of a.
Yeah, but the squatty potty helps, so it's one and done.
If I eat bad, like on the weekend, if I eat bad or if I drink a little bit, on Monday, it's as if a raccoon died in there.
Yeah.
And has been molding for years.
Yeah.
I go, what just happened? Because sometimes you're supposed to wallow in your own essence and enjoy it and be like, I earned that.
Yeah.
You never don't tell me you never smelled your own fart.
You're
dehydrated. That's pretty good.
There is a new reboot. Yeah, I'm going to just cut it off right there. There is a new reboot. I think you'll probably know what the TV show is when you hear the theme song because it's a new version of it. They don't know whether it's going to be the beginning or end of it. What do you know?
Oh, can I guess?
Yeah.
Frasier?
Hit it, Carmen.
Y'all know how this goes. Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Toss salads and scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe. But I got you pegged.
Frasier's pegging you.
But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Frasier has re-entered the building.
I don't understand where that came from. That song, like it had nothing to like. Frasier had no episode where he decided to sing jazz.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. It's
weird.
good to have him sing it. It's kind of cool.
That's him singing?
Yeah.
I think it's Kelsey Grammer going, I'll sing the theme song.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, I don't know.
Yeah, it just was weird that it had nothing to do with his character and tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Is that what he had for lunch or breakfast a lot of times?
No.
Okay.
It's a weird just thing that happened.
The first 2 episodes will premiere on October 12th on Paramount Plus, with every new episode every Thursday.
Would you not watch that on NBC? Instead, they put Night Court on. But I would watch Frasier.
For fans without a subscription, those 2 episodes will air October 17th on CBS.
Okay. So here's the deal. Frasier was on Cheers, signed on a contract for 3 episodes, ended up being on for the next 10 years, then spin off to Frasier, his own show, which was very successful. And then because they threw in his father, his brother, his love interest, like they came up with all these characters, plus his ex-wife and his son. Now the son's grown up, and it's, I guess, about him and his son.
But also, that show ran its entire course. It wasn't even like it was canceled. Frasier was very successful, made its whole thing, and was a great show. Yeah, so now they're rebooting and coming back. Because literally everything else Kelsey Grammer has done, you're like, oh, Frasier's in a new show.
But the other thing is Frasier, and we talk about the long space reboots, like I don't think this is a big deal because you kind of needed a little break. Now let's check back in with Frasier and see what he's doing.
Yeah.
You check back in with Cheers, and they're all... half of them are dead, and you hang a sign in the window, and they're like, and there's a bunch of teenagers in there, and all on cocaine. You're like,
sad.
Cheers went downhill.
Times are tough.
Once Mayday Malone left.
So they're saying that in one of the episodes he goes back to the bar. So they're gonna go back there.
So the new chapter will follow Frasier as he returns to Boston from Seattle with new challenges to face, new relationship to forge, and an old dream or 2 to finally fulfill. Yeah.
Oh, Diane. No, Diane married Sam. Diane came back and married Sam.
Diane?
Yeah.
Diane's dead, too, in real life.
No.
No, she died on Modern Family. That's
right. Diane's alive, and the other one's dead. The second chick.
Rebecca. Yeah.
Oh, Kirstie Alley?
Yeah. That was points for me.
Yeah, Shelley Long died on Modern Family, but still alive in real life.
Yeah. Calvin
74.
Differentiate between his life and Modern Family life. Calvin Dunphy.
And that stupid kid, the Joe kid, still alive. I wish they would have killed him. Oh, he was the worst addition to any show ever.
He is unfortunately still alive.
A judge has ordered Universal Music to take royalties it owes to R. Kelly and give them to the victims instead.
Oof.
Kelly still owes more than $500,000 in restitution. Yeah, so giving that to the victims.
I'm not going to play it now because I don't want to give money to victims.
Oh, no. Florida rapper Gunplay was arrested.
Gunplay?
Oh, no.
Any guesses what he was arrested for?
I got to guess.
Jaywalking.
No?
I'm going to say he had something to do with a gun.
Gunplay.
Oh!
He allegedly held an AK-47 against his wife's chest while she was holding their infant daughter.
Sounds like a nice guy.
I don't know if you call that gunplay or just stupid.
I'd like to announce my rap name is Lotto Winner.
Yeah?
Oh, genius.
So dumb. Dallas Cowboys pass rusher Sam Williams has found himself in trouble with the law again. The 24-year-old was arrested in Texas over the weekend, the second time the cops have accused him of wrongdoing in the last year. According to the police department spokesperson, Williams was taken into custody on Sunday and booked on charges of possession of a controlled substance and unlawful carrying of a weapon. Further details surrounding the arrest were not made immediately available.
Drugs and guns are fun, but you got to keep them separate.
You hear about the other rapper?
You're 24 years old. You made it to the NFL. You're playing for the Cowboys. Have guns and drugs. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
The other rapper, Blueface. Did you hear about that?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Blueface got stabbed in an altercation
Allegedly.
in a boxing gym. I don't know.
Did
There's
you
a
watch
video.
it?
I watched the video. I didn't see the stabbing.
No,
That's why I don't think it's.
I saw an ass kicking though from a boxer.
They're saying that's why he won't be able to be in the next fight is because he got stabbed. I think somebody was missing out on his training and was like, I don't want to fight.
Like TMZ, like beware graphic video. I'm like, okay, what's this? And I didn't see it.
This reminds me a lot of that time. What's his name? The 6ix9ine guy, Tekashi 6ix9ine, got beat up in the gym.
Yeah,
same deal. Where you watch the video and you're like, he didn't really get beat up.
Yeah.
You know, like gently
where
kicked
they're stomping him and the camera turns away every time they kick him. And it's like, I don't know what's going on. One of my favorites, I think, funniest guy out there, comedian Shane Gillis, will make his Netflix debut on September 5th with his stand-up special, Beautiful Dogs.
Good.
Filmed earlier this year in Virginia. during Shane Gillis's live tour, Beautiful Dogs, as a follow-up to his 2021 YouTube special, Shane Gillis Live in Austin. Went on to garner more than 13 million views. So be looking September 5th. You can check it out on Netflix.
That'll be
Shane
good.
Gillis not being on Saturday Night Live was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, it really is.
He's so much funnier, and he's everybody.
Gillian Keeves,
Gillian
if you
Keeves
watch
is
that
better.
stuff, it's hilarious. He's on that show with Butthole Eyes Davidson.
Yeah.
Which is actually produced by Lorne Michaels, which is funny. Not on Saturday Night Live, but, you know.
I would take Shane Gillis, Jeff Richards, all these guys that you were on Saturday Night Live, where you kind of know a little bit, the funnier guys, and make them have a whole new show together.
Yeah.
Will Shane Gillis ever come back on the show?
Yeah, I talked to him still.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, I saw your headline that said he's got his Netflix special. He'll never come back on the show. No, he's cool, dude.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, he's cool.
Gio's kicking himself for not seeing him in Side Splitters.
Last time. Same.
Because that will never happen.
I went. I was. Oh yeah, he's doing theaters already. So
The funny thing, I mean, definitely the biggest person to blow up after they've been on the show. I don't mean because of us. I mean, just after their appearance was Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Hart be in the studio with us for an hour, and I didn't even know who he was. And he was funny as all hell. And then like 2 months later, we're like, well, we'll never get him back on the show.
Yeah, everything he does is so funny to me. Podcasts, interviews.
Shane?
Shane Gillis.
Because he doesn't care.
Yeah, it's
He's
so
so
funny.
full of confidence. So when he makes a joke, it's hilarious.
Well, he made a comment about the Saturday Night Live thing that I think is very true. He said when he got canceled from that show, he was like, that was kind of the moment when I realized I could just do anything.
Yeah.
And it opened him up to do all this stuff. I was like, oh, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
he was talking about he was on a train when it happened. He goes, so I was getting like spotty service and stuff. And he goes, I got a thing from my manager. And he goes, hey, did you say this on a podcast? And he was like, well, I don't think so, whatever. And then he goes, and then like 3 stops later, just all this stuff. Lauren Michaels and this and all these clips and everybody. And he was like, okay, well, this isn't good.
Guess I said it.
Yeah.
Comedians get in trouble for being comedians.
Yeah.
It's the funniest
It's wild.
thing ever,
It's wild. People that get upset that a comedian makes a joke about something in a comedy club.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that. People like they're setting up a joke and they go, no.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, what are you here for?
Yeah.
You lunatic. Finally in news, uprocks.com ranked the top 50 soundtracks of all time. So think about all the different movies you've seen. The top 50 soundtracks. I have the top 10 here.
I know what number 1 is for me personally.
What's that?
That's Michael Jackson, Free Willy. It's one of the best songs ever.
Oh.
Well, it's not a particular song. It's the soundtrack to the movie.
Yeah.
So the soundtrack
So I
to
would
the
say
movie.
Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever, 1977, comes in at number 2.
Grease.
Grease.
Ooh, Grease, that's a good one.
Comes in, let's see, not in the top 10. Not in the top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Greatest Showman?
No.
Okay.
Titanic.
Titanic, not in the top 10.
What you're saying is movies that have one song. Like Titanic had one song.
Yeah. We're talking the full thing. You're
Right.
Young Guns.
No.
School of Rock.
No.
They're talking about the whole music set, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gun.
Who?
Top Gun.
Top Gun, no.
But what's number 10?
Number 10, A Hard Day's Night. The Beatles,
okay.
1964.
All right. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No.
Across the Universe.
No.
Flashdance.
You guys are
Prince. Purple Rain.
Joe?
Yeah.
It's Prince and the Revolution.
All right.
Purple Rain
can I tell you something?
comes in at number 1.
All right.
Somebody sent me a clip the other day of Casey Kasem's American Top 40, 1985, and now with When Doves Cry, it's Prince. And I went,
Yeah, everybody I refer to it as Prince.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, on the album, it's Prince and the Revolution.
Yeah, but Casey
That's the name of the
Kasem
band.
said, and now it's Prince.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Wow.
Yeah. I completely understand
It's
that.
over.
On the paper, Prince and the Revolution.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
No.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
No. You're thinking of movies that had like one song that was in
No,
it.
no, like Eddie and the Cruisers had a whole album.
That's
Yeah.
a movie?
Like Saturday Night Fever had a whole album.
Number 9 is Train Spotting, 1996.
Yeah.
I don't know any of those songs.
Number 8 had a lot of music in it. Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. Oh, Forrest Gump.
No.
God damn it.
Number 7, American Graffiti.
Okay.
Number 6, a great movie that I was watching a little bit the other day because of the firecracker scene. Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Boogie
so
Nights,
good.
yeah.
1997 Boogie Nights. So do you know how that came about? What is his name? The blonde-haired guy.
The dude that killed himself?
No. The handsome guy. He was in that HBO series Hung.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah. Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane was on. He was being interviewed, and he said that Paul Thomas Anderson, the director, was at a party, and there was a guy just throwing firecrackers.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it was just like so crazy that he goes, I had the guy from the party come and be in the
And do it?
movie, and that's the same guy that he was at a
That's
party
funny.
just throwing firecrackers. So he goes, hey, can you come and we'll have you throw firecrackers? How hilarious
That's pretty
is that?
funny. That's like Spoon Man.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that at the comedy circuit.
How about Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction comes in at number 3.
Ooh.
Yes. Number 4, I can tell you, is one that only probably Mike and I are going to know, and it's great, and it's grunge.
That is the
Crying Game.
Singles.
Singles. Yeah, Singles.
duh.
That had some good Pearl Jam, had some
Yeah.
unreleased,
Had some
Smashing
unreleased stuff,
Pumpkins.
yeah.
All that stuff. That comes in at number 4. Number 5, Superfly. 1972.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your top ones. Coming in number 1. Coming in at number 1.
Prince and the Revolution.
Prince and the Revolution with Purple Rain.
Yeah. Purple Rain, every song on that album is good.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. And then what was 2? Saturday Night Fever, every
Saturday
song
Night
is
Fever.
good.
Number
Too
3,
bad.
Pulp Fiction. Number 4, Singles. Number 5, Superfly. Number 6,
I don't really
Purple
know
Rain.
what's on Superfly. If I heard the songs, I'd be like, oh, yeah. But what's 6?
Number 6 is Boogie Nights. Number 7, American Graffiti. Number 8, Dazed and Confused. Number 9 is Train Spotting. And number 10, A Hard Day's Night.
I'm surprised Grease is not up in the top 10.
Yeah, me too.
Staying Alive and all that stuff.
Can I tell you? Oh no, not that.
You
What
gonna
I
play
thought.
Free Willy?
No, no. This is what was my favorite. Reservoir Dogs was one of the best soundtracks for a while too. That's what made me think of Pulp Fiction. Even though I know that.
Joking aside, I would have said Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 has
Yeah,
a
a great
great,
song.
Had a lot of great stuff. American Pie. Like
Yeah.
American Pie at that time.
Yeah.
I had a lot of those songs.
Forrest Gump, is like revered for its soundtrack. I thought for sure. Good Morning Vietnam had a good soundtrack. So
One of my first albums was the Love and Basketball soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
That was great. That was
good.
great. I don't care what anyone says.
No Danny Elfman. You notice, Joe? No Danny Elfman.
that's ridiculous.
I would have said the Wayne's World soundtrack, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yeah.
Songs on there.
Which really helped Bohemian
Yeah,
Rhapsody.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you, Galvin,
Got
for the
it.
news. When we come back, I don't know. Now we got Colin Jost is going to join us. We got an open letter we have to do. Maybe if we have time, we'll do open letter into Jost.
Pictures.
Colin Jost is, as you know, from Weekend Update of Saturday Night Live. He's going to be at the Hard Rock this Saturday, and you can get tickets to go see him at the Hard Rock website. And we like Colin. He's been on the show before. He's also a Staten Island guy, so couldn't be more opposite of me. I'm more of the Pete Davidson Staten Island. Well, we'll talk about that to him when he calls in. Also, Mark Wahlberg is going to be at Lucan's in Midtown on Saturday morning. The Mark Wahlberg signing bottles of his new tequila. We'll tell you about that and how you can win an opportunity to go check it out VIP style, courtesy of the Mike Calta Show. We'll take a quick break. Colin Jost, and a new open letter next on 102.5 The Bone.
I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
You're listening.
Biggest name acts that would sell at Amalie Arena, they're getting the same money to go. Who was it? Was wasn't Sting, was it? It was somebody played it.
Sting.
Was it Sting?
Sting, Rod Stewart.
Oh, I think it was Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart said,
It was Rod Stewart.
it's been a long time since I played a venue this small, but the money was the same.
Yeah.
And of course, you tell somebody, not only are we bringing you in, we're going to put you in this huge suite, and you're in beautiful Florida, so it's very appetizing.
Months later, I saw Rod Stewart at Amalie Arena instead of the smaller venue, more intimate venue of the Hard Rock.
And that's the thing, is that I don't feel like it's hurting anybody, because the Hard Rock is bringing those acts in, but mostly to cater to their big spenders over there, their big gamblers, so that they can comp them tickets and bring them in there. Not just comp them, but so they can bring people in there to attract them to gamble, which is great. But also, I don't have to, like you saw Rod Stewart a month later at the venue, still sells out the Amalie Arena. You know what I mean? So it works out really well for everybody. So Colin Jost has been on the show before. He and Michael Che are one of the best, I think, people to ever do Weekend Update. I think Weekend Update is a great feature of Saturday Night Live. It's part of our pop culture, and there have been some hits and misses over the years, and it is definitely one of my favorite things. When they do the racist jokes where they write them for each other and they read them live for the first time on the air, that's my favorite thing.
That's good.
Because Che really makes Jost look like he's super racist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Plus, also his hair makes him look like he might be super racist. So, anyway, Gio, they wanted a list of questions beforeand.
Yeah, they want to know what questions we were going to ask.
I thought about that. That's a real dick move, not by Colin, but like by PR people. And Colin's been on the show 3 times before. So, but the other thing is, I was like, what would they do something like that? And then I went out and realized, probably because he's married to Scarlett Johansson, and I would imagine you don't want a million. I don't think we've ever asked him anything about that.
No.
Yeah, but because I bet people would get invasive like that.
I said we're conversational. We don't really pre-plan or script out questions ahead of time.
I mean, don't make me sound like I don't prepare.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
We got this guy. He'll just, say some stuff.
Here, did you get this? I'm going to hand you the script right now.
Yeah.
By the way, some of the events that are coming up there, Colin Jost is going to be there. Wu-Tang with Nas is going to be there. Jerry Seinfeld. One of my favorites, Tesla, is going to be there.
I'd like
it's on a Tuesday.
I mean, that is where we saw Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, we saw Limp Bizkit there.
All right, let's go to the hotline and welcome back to the show from Saturday Night Live. This is the great Colin Jost. Colin, how are you, buddy?
Good. How are you guys?
Good to have you. I don't know if you know, but you've been on the show a couple of times before. We are. Last time we had to go through our booking agent, Steve Byrne, to get you on the show.
That sounds right. Well, that must have been like 10 years ago, right?
No, you came to Tampa one time before the Ruth Eckerd Hall, I think. And I called Steve and I go, hey, I hate to be a dick and ask you this, but I know you guys are buddies. Can you just ask? Because I'm also from Staten Island, so I'm like, I have an extra connection. I want to talk to him.
Right. That's right. Yeah, and I also don't prepare at all, so don't worry.
Well, you know, it's funny is that they asked us, I don't know if it was your people or Hard Rock people, but they asked us if we could submit questions, and we're like, we're not doing that. Like, we've never done that for anybody. And
I'm sure it was hard. I'm sure it was hard.
Yeah, but then I thought about it, and I thought I would bet your people probably want to. I bet people are always trying to get in your personal life and talk about your wife.
Sure, even like just people on the street, yes.
Yeah. So on that, I have a question about her. No, I'm kidding, but I do want to ask you this, though, if I can, and this goes for any. I assume you guys met on Saturday Night Live.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, you're a good-looking guy. My wife thinks you're a good-looking guy. Like, you're a good-looking guy. You have that sense of humor that women love and all that. But you don't seem like the guy who's got that confident swag to be like, I'm going to go talk to Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not usually. It's not like happening that often.
Yeah.
At our show, it just kind of worked. I don't know. It was definitely. I wasn't like anticipating it, you know.
Yeah.
But we had met. The weird thing is, we had met like 15 years ago. The first year I was a writer was also the first time she was a host.
Wow.
So we met when we were like way younger and everything. We'd known each other the whole time. It was kind of weird, but so it was like it was like a little bit of a connection there maybe before.
Yeah. Well, you do have that swag, and you do have that awesome hair.
At least I have some hair. I know that.
We were talking about the bit where you guys write the jokes for each other and read them. I think that is one of the funniest things, and Che's trying to make you more and more racist as time goes on has been such a great running joke.
So terrifying, and it's like my family is always worried for my safety.
So I'm
people. They're like people. I hear people like the worst is when you're in the hallway prepare like when you're getting ready. Like I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'll hear Che like meeting with the producers or the writers, and I just will hear one of them yell like, "You can't make him say that word." No.
I love when you read ahead a little bit and you go, "Come on."
Anytime I'm starting a joke with Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God.
They're making a black Superman. Oh boy, here we go.
Are you guys buddies off the air? Like you guys like really good friends, or just mostly a work thing?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, I mean, but like
we're gonna do some shows together and hang and stuff too.
Yeah, that once you develop that kind of relationship, it becomes easy to get to know each other's vibe and be able to do it. I was saying earlier that I'm 52 years old. I've been watching Saturday Night Live since as long as I can remember. And there's been hits and misses on Weekend Update, and I love Dennis Miller. I love Colin, but Colin's wasn't as great as some of the other ones. And you guys come in as a pair, and I think that's the way that formula of the two of you is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we're very lucky. We're lucky we got to do it, and we got lucky we had some time to figure it out because it was definitely hard at first. And Che, it was I credit Che because he was also like didn't want to do anything like fakey. He didn't want to do anything that was like trying to fake what a chemistry is.
Yep.
He was like, let's just take time, let's do it because we actually have it. Let's not like do any weird like artificial things and just like see what happens. And I think that's where we got to a more natural way to get into like doing that thing, like the jokes well.
Anytime somebody's got a good thing going like that, I think I would stay on that show for the rest of my life. But clearly I'm not there. I don't have to live with the pressure. I don't know what the money is. Do you see an ending for you, and do you know what you want to do after that?
I don't know. I mean, obviously I love doing it with him, so I wouldn't want to do it if he wasn't there. And so we have conversations about it, but we're both very also, again, not planning people. So we kind of just take it, year by year and see if we still like doing it,
Yeah.
But there's not much out there that I think is a better job. I think this is like, we still love doing it, and you're around all these people who are really funny and who we like just spent time with. So that's kind of why we got into it,
How great is that? Saturday Night Live is such a huge part of our culture, of our pop culture, that just to be a part of that fraternity, even in the next 30 years, if you're retired and moved on, but just to know that you were part of one of the biggest things to ever be on television and good at it. That's got to be such a great feeling.
It is. I saw a bunch of people from like when I saw like Kristen Wiig and Seth Meyers and I was talking to Sandberg the other day, and like those are people I started when I was started as a writer. They started in the cast, and one of them was like, "How crazy is that we all worked at SNL?" And you're like, "Yeah, that is in the scheme of our lives. That's always something we're going to have that we can go back to and talk about. It's like we have the same vocabulary. It's really cool.
It really is. And you look at the history of people who've been there. We're talking to Colin Jost. Colin is at the Hard Rock on Saturday. Are you here? I assume. Are you here yet or no?
I'm getting closer.
I didn't need your exact GPS location. I don't. I'm just saying I don't know if you've been over there yet and seen the place.
I don't think I've ever been to this casino, but someone told me it's like one of the busiest casinos in America. Is that true?
Yeah, they really. This thing started as a bingo hall with slot machines, and it was years and years ago, and they kept it going. And the minute they relaxed the laws on gambling, they rolled out a Hard Rock hotel that was fantastic. And then over the years, the more they've been able to reinvest back into that property, and it can rival any any casino in Las Vegas. And the thing is, they built this small theater, and I say small, but it's pretty big for what you're doing. They've brought in Rod Stewart's played there, Sting has played there. I mean, they're bringing in some of the biggest acts, so we're really lucky. I just wanted to see, because I bet you get booked at some casinos in Buffalo and stuff that you're like, Jesus Christ, I got to that place. But this is not one of those places.
I hope the show doesn't air in Buffalo, but yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, those guys stink.
I have a lot of.
No, I'm excited. I haven't.
Yeah, I think you'll dig it here. Now, I have a couple of things. I think I asked you this last time, but I don't remember. What high school did you go to? I remember you. I always called Impractical Jokers. And I'm like, well, you Farrell fags over there, because that was what we used to call them. But you didn't even go to Farrell. You went worse than Farrell, didn't you?
Excuse me. I went to a different kind of school, but yeah. I went to high school. It was a good school. I went, and it was in Manhattan. So I grew up in Staten Island.
Yeah.
So I commuted in to Regis. It was free. It was a free Catholic school.
Yes, but the fact that you lived in Staten Island and commuted to Manhattan as a kid in high school leads me to believe that your parents were already rich.
No, not at all.
Really?
No. I mean, why would you think rich parents would send their kid an hour and a half on a subway?
I just feel like that's a smarter level of people. Most of the dumb people in New Dorp, where I lived, were like, go to New Dorp High School, it's right there. But your parents are smart enough to be like, you should go to this school and get off the Staten Island.
No, I mean, I guess I just wanted to go. It's a great school, but there were other schools I was definitely thinking about that were closer, like Xaverian and Brooklyn, or even like Xavier is closer. I was thinking about a Catholic high school because I grew up going to like a Catholic elementary school, so I don't know. There were other options that were definitely closer too. I mean, Farrell is also a great school. Like my uncle and two of my uncles went to Farrell too, and my brother went to Farrell.
You know what grosses me out? That I probably know your uncles. Like, that's how old I am. Like, I'm old enough to be friends with somebody's uncle. That bothers me a lot.
It also grosses me out to hear you say the phrase, I probably know your uncle.
But you know what's just so funny is that you talk to me for 5 minutes and you'll hear the Staten Island like somewhere. Like if I yell or I get mad at something, you'll hear it creep out. I don't feel like you have that at all.
I used to have it more when I would say like certain phrases or something, or like you talk about Staten Island kind of things.
Yeah.
But there's words that people are like, well, you say that word that way or whatever, like even like orange, like the way you say. There's just things, whatever it is, that give away where you're from. But I was like trained out of it, I think, in high school.
Yeah, I tried my best when I got in radio to get rid of it too. But I also feel like our difference in growing up, you never hung out with anybody that was in the mob.
That's also very false. I was raised to not talk about this, but it was there were lots of direct people that I was with all the time.
Geo press releases. Colin Jost admits mafia background.
Yeah. Mafia ties.
Mafia ties. That's so funny. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad. Like most people from Staten Island, you shook the Staten Island off of you. Good for you.
It is crazy. It's like right next to everything. It's like, you're 15, 20 minutes from Manhattan, but most people never really even go into Manhattan. It feels like a different world, even though it's technically the same city.
When I was a kid going into Manhattan, we used to say, I'm going to New York. Like that was like Staten Island wasn't even a part of New York. Like, I'm going to New York tomorrow. Yeah.
I know people are like, you're from New York. I'm like, no.
I tweeted at you, which I'm sure you don't see, but I offered as a Staten Island guy who's done well also I'm willing to chip in on the Ferry Comedy Club with you and Davidson, which I don't know, you guys both seem like was not the smartest decision.
First of all, you're very welcome to invest. I'm definitely not saying no to your money. We like playing up the parts of it that are hilarious nightmares, but there's a lot of great plans for it that we have. So we're now actually just going out to people as investors. But we have kind of a crazy, not dissimilar from like a in the Tampa Hard Rock way. I think there's plans that are pretty exciting.
I think it's great. Now, will it be stationary?
It doesn't have to be. It can get loose. It can drift.
Yeah, that's not.
No, ideally, it could move, so it could be a little bit of a traveling circus.
I think it's great as as a kid. You see the Staten Island ferry is always a big. What I love is when people look at like a tourist thing and they go things to do in New York, and it says ride the Staten Island ferry, and I'm like, who would do that? Who would do that? Especially if you're in Manhattan already, you just ride across and then go, no, I'm not staying here, and then just ride back to the city. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I love that people just land on Staten Island and instinctively think they should leave again without seeing anything.
I'm sure this was in the press, so I don't want to pry, but what's a ferry cost?
It cost, I think it was like $280,000.
Oh, I can afford a ferry?
Yeah, you can get a ferry. I mean, it was sort of like I thought on a real estate level, it's like 30,000 square feet of space. I thought that's a pretty good I didn't do the math exactly, but it sounded vaguely like a good square foot value.
Yeah, but also you have an upstairs, a downstairs, an outdoor bar area. I mean, that's actually a pretty smart idea. If I'm not allowed to invest in the Colin Jost, Pete Davidson Ferry Comedy Club, I'm going to buy my own ferry and do a rival club across the street, across the water.
I love it. We welcome all rivals, and that's when I go back to my sort of mock roots, and it would be a shame if something happened to your boat.
Your boat's going to drift. Your boat's going to drift.
All right. I don't know what happened. I went out and it was gone.
By the way, that's less than $10 a square foot.
$10 a square foot's a good deal.
See?
Yeah.
I didn't even have to do the math.
Well, listen. Hey, I don't know that I even know this. I think you guys live together, but how is it that you know Steve Byrne? Like, when did you start coming up together, or did you live together, or what was it?
Steve's great. Steve's the first. So actually, Steve's the first comedian who ever took me on the road. And the first time we ever went on the road was at the Hard Rock in Hollywood.
Right. Okay.
The other, and it was me. I opened up. Neil Brennan was the feature act.
The funnier of the two Brennans.
Well, I'm not going to say that. I don't want.
Yeah, it's implied, you know.
It was like the best weekend of my life, and I had never gone on the road before as a stand-up, and they took me. It was really fun.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, we love Steve, and because his parents live here, we get to see him a little bit more often. But it's great. And listen, I appreciate you getting up early and being on the show. Go see Colin Jost. He's going to be at the Hard Rock on Saturday at 8 p.m. And very funny stand-up. And, of course, you've seen his work on Saturday Night Live, and soon to be a business partner of mine in the floating comedy ferry in New York.
Your money, and this goes to all listeners, your money is welcome.
Colin, thank you, man. It's great to talk to you.
All right.
Take it easy.
Thanks
there you go.
me.
Colin Jost, everybody. What a horrible connection that was.
Yeah.
But that's okay. He was funny. He was great.
Yeah, I think it was 10, 12 years ago that I got to hang out with him because he was opening for Steve, and we went to the show and then hung out and played pool with him. And Steve said, yeah, he's going to be on Saturday Night Live. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
Neat.
so
Yeah, good for him.
It's just so funny. You look at Pete Davidson, and Pete Davidson looks like most of the kids in my neighborhood. I'm not talking about the butthole eyes, just like regular, just slacker kind of kids. And I didn't really hang out so much in my neighborhood because my school was so far away from where I lived. So all my friends were like on the other side of the island. But Pete Davidson looks like he lived next door to me, you know. Colin Jost looks like he lived above us. Like he lived in Toad Hill, and he lived in somewhere that was and never came to Pizza Town or hung out where any of us kids hung out. And the only mafia that he knows is the guy who owned the nicer house than him down the block but never had to go to work. I guarantee it.
I would imagine if Pete Davidson actually lived next to you in Staten Island, we would have to do some sort of research on the water or whatever it is.
The effect on butterflies.
Yeah. You're like, something's going on here. Look at these kids.
I would like to talk to Pete Davidson and be like, hey, I'm just putting this out there. I could play your father in any movie. Yeah. And one of the lines could be, why'd you give me these stupid butthole eyes? All right. Go see Colin Jost Saturday at the Hard Rock. Galvin.
Yes.
New open letter.
Yes.
We promise. It is.
Well, are you sure?
It is 24 hours, 25 hours late, but we will do it.
Are you sure?
Why? What are you saying?
Check your text.
Frankie.
No, yeah.
Is he here?
Yes.
He's
here?
No, he's at the station.
We could do it. He's at the station with Carmen. I forgot about that. Frankie, you there now?
No, he's in the lobby.
Hey, I'm in the lobby.
Yeah, I can't go get him.
All right, we'll do the open letter, and then we'll talk to Frankie from Cafe Chibo, who is a great friend of mine, but really I loved his food before I loved him. And now he's got a new restaurant called Frankie's Italian Chop House, and I'd like to give it some love because even though it's been open, the real grand opening is happening this weekend. So we'll bring Frankie in after the open letter next on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening.
Galvin.
Yes.
Sorry it took so long.
Yep.
We're going to, yep.
One other thing, Colin Jost is tonight.
Oh, yeah. So I'm an idiot. So I kept saying Colin Jost was Saturday, but it was tonight. If you want to go see Colin Jost, it's at the Seminole Hard Rock tonight, not Saturday night. I don't know why I had that in my head that it was Saturday.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's bugging me, and I'm sorry, Colin, but it is tonight, and tickets are available if you want to go see him. Very funny comedian, Colin Jost, tonight. Thank you. I put it up on our social, too, if you need to, I don't know, look at his pretty face. Now, this is now exactly 25 hours late. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a brand new open letter from Galvin.
And now, an open letter from Galvin.
This is an open letter to liars.
Oh.
Dear liars, seriously? Listen, there are a lot of reasons why people lie. Like if it'll save someone from getting their feelings hurt, or if it's to cover for a friend, or if you have to say I love you because it's the only way she'll let you do it without wearing a condom. You get it. A lot of reasons to lie. Most people lie for personal gain, meaning people lie to get money or power or personal clout, like telling people you met the Pope when you were a kid. You know what I'm talking about, Spanish. Some people lie just to see if people will believe them. But did you know that people that lie the most are usually white males that were born in September? Well, that's actually a lie. I just made that up to see if Mike would have recognized that I was talking about him in that one. Here's an interesting thing about liars is most people can't tell if someone is lying, depending on how good the liar is. But if someone does it subtle enough, it's hard to tell, especially if you don't know that person. That's why when I'm on vacation, I make stuff up all the time. Your table is ready, Mr. DiCaprio. We hope your brother can join us this evening. The worst liars right now are on social media, the clout chasers. Stop putting out your fake videos. That is lying. We found this guy on the street, and his dream is to play guitar. So we took him to Guitar Center and bought him a guitar. You're buying this guitar for me? Meanwhile, the homeless guy is a 20-year-old handsome kid with perfect teeth that has a little smush of dirt on his cheek. Why not go talk to the 60-year-old homeless guy that yells racial slurs and thinks that raccoons control his mind by speaking Arabic to him? The bottom line is we have to lie. If you told the truth all the time, do you know how many times per day you would get slapped or punched in the face or a drink thrown in your eyes? People don't want to know that they look fat or ugly, or that they're too old to do an OnlyFans. You know why? Because you can't handle the truth. I'm Galvin from the Mike Calta Show, and this has been an open letter to liars.
I don't relate to any of that, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I'm not a liar. I'm a wishful thinker.
You're a enthusiastic optimistic liar is what you are.
Yeah.
You
but
like
that's just a liar.
Like if Colin said, "Why don't you come out to the show tonight?" I go, "I'd love to come out to the show tonight."
I'll see you there.
But that part's true.
Yeah, you'd be there Saturday.
But then me saying I'll be there, that's probably the lie. Not that I don't want to go. It's just so difficult on a work night to get out to see Colin Jost tonight at the Hard Rock.
Tonight.
I do want to remind everybody that what is happening on Saturday is Mark Wahlberg will be here. He'll be in town. You know Mark Wahlberg from such great movies as The Departed,
The Fighter.
The Fighter.
Yeah.
He's so many
Perfect
good movies.
Storm.
Yeah.
But great. Mark Wahlberg seems like just a really cool guy. Like
he does.
As much success as he's had, he's always been just a cool family dude. Anyway, he and I are very similar with our workout. We get up very early in the morning and we start the day bright and early. So Saturday, we're going to spot each other at the gym.
Nice.
And I took him in on my guest pass at EOS. So we're going to go work out at the gym, and then we're going to head over to Lucan's in Midtown on Dale Mabry. And we're going to be, he's going to be doing a signing of his new bottle of tequila.
Mike Calta, come over here and spot me. I'm going for a personal record.
Yeah, I take care of him, man. I don't let anything fall on his chest.
Hey, are you not wearing underwear?
I guess alcohol is big business, man.
Sure.
Because everybody's doing it. But you really like Mark Wahlberg seems like he drinks tequila, like The Rock. The Rock loved tequila, and then he had his own tequila.
Yeah.
And he seems to drink it all the time. Like
Clooney
he
seems to be doing all right with it.
Yeah.
Clooney's going to do okay. And there was a while where everybody grew up drinking the yellow crappy stuff, and you're like, ooh, you do it at parties and you do it at bachelor parties, and then it's one of those where you get sick and you go, I'm never drinking that again.
Maybe this is something you can try if you go out there and see him. Has anybody seen the thing about tequila with blending it?
Oh, no.
So whipping it up a little?
Yeah. Yeah, supposedly if you put the tequila in a glass and then either use an actual blender or just, stir it real quick, whatever, something happens. It's a TikTok thing, whatever. I don't know whether it's true, but a guy did it, and he goes, that is unbelievable. Like, he was blown away. He could have been acting.
You know who did it?
Could have been a liar.
The guy who did it? The guy that goes, no way.
No
way.
I like that guy, yeah.
Yeah. Is Frankie in the studio?
Yes, he is.
My friend Frankie from Cafe Chibo, a restaurant that I've been telling you about for, I don't know, Joey is 17 now, so probably 20 years, right there on 4th Street in Tampa, has opened up a new restaurant. Now, Frankie, you've been talking about this restaurant, Frankie's Italian Chop House, for years, because I remember you looking at locations for it. Carmen, is Frankie there or is Darth Vader there? Because all I hear is breathing.
He's there.
Hey, it's early for me. I'm just waking up.
No, seriously, because now the location that Frankie's Italian Chop House is in sat vacant for some time and had a sign on it that said, coming soon, Warren Sapp's Hip Hop Soda Shop.
I remember passing it when I used to live in St. Pete all the time. Yeah.
And it never came
Coming
to
soon
fruition.
sign was up for 7 years.
Yeah. And Frankie used to go, I want to get that property over there. And I go, what would you do? And he said, I'd move Chibo over there to the bigger spot, and then I'd put something else over here. And I was like, So he did the smart thing, and he realized that the one thing that St. Petersburg doesn't have that Tampa has a surplus of is high-end Italian steaks and a steakhouse. And I know it's only a 7-mile bridge, but there is a big difference between going out in Tampa and going out in St. Pete if you live in St. Pete. So now that the St. Pete people have a place to go over there and eat, and I will tell you, Frank, I couldn't get on there and say it. As a fat Italian, I couldn't tell everybody it was great, and then they get there and it stinks. I went and ate at Frankie's Italian Chop House, and I loved it. I had the Wagyu ribeye, I had the risotto, and I also had their new special, the thing that everybody's going to love, is a stretched mozzarella.
Okay.
Yeah, Carmen, you love it.
Yeah. You make your own mozzarella, right?
Yeah, we stretch it fresh there to order. So when somebody orders it, we have a person in the deli area there, right there as you come in, and they stretch it fresh right there, and we serve it on the tables warm. And now that I've eaten it warm, I can't eat it cold anymore.
Yeah, it's a game changer. It really is.
Now, Frankie, is it true that you're going to let me and Joe stretch the mozzarella coming soon? Or
well, we'll get you trained.
All right,
So show up early is what you're saying.
The mozzarella men.
I would like Frankie to make a mozzarella noose and hang both of you in the back somewhere.
That is unnecessary.
Seriously, I mean, Frankie's one of my better friends, man. But I'm so proud of him and so happy because I've seen him plan this in his head for years. And now that it's open and it's doing so well, I mean, I stayed away, Frank, for the first couple of weeks because it was just always so busy. I mean, it's been killing it.
Yeah, it was packed, jammed, and we had. I got to admit, I'm very fortunate. I'm blessed to have the crew that I have, because they're so good. I hired a wonderful chef, Eric Vigil. He's just a great guy. He's worked under big chefs, big time chefs, and I have a great general manager, and everybody's good. I mean, we have a good staff, and that's made it easier to be able to stay on top of things.
Good.
Yeah.
And I was telling Frankie that there's a food influencer from Tampa that went there and did like a video on his own. And I just wanted to lick my phone the whole time. He got the tomahawk steak, he got this, he got that. And then he was like, and whatever you do, don't skip out on the carrot cake. And I was like, oh, okay, I won't.
Yeah, they do have good desserts there. And then also one of the things to point out is Frankie's got a huge, you'll see it in the dining room, a huge walk-in wine closet, a wine cellar, or whatever you call it. And it's got all kinds of wine in there. And then in the front, when you first walk in the restaurant, they set up a nice big bar. There's not a lot of like nice big bars that you can go hang out anymore. I will tell you, like Sacred Pepper near me is one of those places that's got a good bar in their restaurant, and they have entertainment. They got a guy playing the piano, and it's cool to go there and hang out. And this is just like that over there. We shut the restaurant down at the bar when we were there last time. Do you want to talk about tequila? We were doing tequila shots. We were drinking espresso martinis.
We were espresso martinis.
Right?
Kept me up all night.
Yeah, that's definitely a good time. But I know a lot of people like to go out just for a drink and go hang out for a drink. You could also do that and just chill out at the bar. I have a feeling at some point I'm just going to have a spot like Norm at that bar, where I just rolling there by myself. Frankie gets busy, so I just sit there and I drink and watch the girls. So what? All right, now what? It's open, but is this weekend like the grand opening?
Yeah, this Friday. We waited until we get everything under control, and now everything's rolling good. And so this Friday we're having our grand opening. We have Little Mo Mozzarella coming down.
Oh,
from
is
New
he coming
York.
in?
Yeah, Little Mo Mozzarella.
Do you know Little Mo Mozzarella?
I've never met him.
No, I'm asking Galvin. Like you probably have seen him before. He's a guy he's legit New York. He goes into a deli. He's like, all right, Mo, we're going over here. We're going to try out a ham, egg, and cheese. Yeah, how you doing? But he's like real. And then he's funny because he'll like walk across the street and he'll just start talking to strangers, and they're like, "What is this guy saying?" I don't know. But he's like a typical New York guy, and he's got a huge following on the internet, and he tries a lot of food out. So he's gonna come. When is he gonna be there?
He's gonna be there Friday evening for our grand opening. We're doing a ribbon cutting, and and then Sunday we open for brunch. It's gonna be our first brunch.
Oh man, I might come there Friday and Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Sunday morning, 11 to 3. Will be our first brunch, and our chef has put together some beautiful items on there. And the one that really I can't wait to dig into is our Italian French toast.
Oh, yeah, Spanish has been talking about this all week. Ever since you told me.
Custard.
Oh, I can't have that.
Wow,
that is too good.
Yeah.
Okay, and will we be able to have mimosas and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have $6 mimosas and Bloody Marys and Bellinis. I don't know if you've ever had.
Yeah, I like a Bellini.
But Bellini is kind of like a mimosa, except instead of orange juice, they put the peach nectar.
Yeah, do a little peach Bellini.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Also, there's just something about having Frankie in the restaurant when you get there that just makes it more authentic. You're always looking for that big Italian guy in there. It's like, what do you need? What can I get you? And that always, the attentiveness of the owner is the attentiveness. Did I say that right? Frankie paying attention to you, it always makes it a lot better. Sometimes I have to porky pig out a word because I can't get it out of my mouth. All right, so I'm coming there on Friday.
With who?
Me and a bunch of celebrities.
What time?
Late. I'm not telling you guys nothing.
What?
I'm not telling you.
You can stay at home and stretch your mozzarella.
It is a public restaurant that anybody can go to.
Better get a reservation.
Yeah, we're going.
Good luck getting a reservation.
I know a guy.
By the way, Friday night we have a guy. He's he usually plays with his partner, and they call it the Frank and Dean show.
Frankie,
I'll
don't tell him about us.
I can step in, Frankie, if you need somebody.
Frank isn't there, so Dean is coming by himself. But I personally think Dean's the better singer of the two. And he's good. And
if you need Joe, Dean and Dummy could sing together.
I've always liked Dean Martin. And the way
Pick
he
up all the
sings,
Dino
so
parts.
This guy's really good.
Joe, you want to come with me on Friday?
Yeah.
All right. So Joe and I will be there for sure.
That's perfect. What do you mean, Joe? Joe, I need to be with Joe.
No.
Yeah, he's a caretaker.
Who's going to drive him? Especially?
Sprinter will get you. You'll be fine.
All right.
So Friday night is the big grand opening, and then, of course, they're open the whole weekend. Sunday, we start brunch. And what is the website? Frankie's? I forgot already.
Frankie'sChop.com.
Frankie'sChop.com. We should make a little cartoon character of Frankie.
Oh,
wouldn't it be great?
Yeah.
Every time you go to the website, it loads up and it goes, "Welcome. How you doing?
You getting steaks?
Hey, when's Little Mo Mozzarella get in?
I think he's going to be there at 6.
No, when's he get in town?
If I'm not mistaken, Friday morning.
I wanted to get him on the show.
Can he not be on the show?
Yeah, but the show's over at 10 o'clock. You want to pick him up, take him straight here?
No, you know what? I don't know. I guess we should reach
Terrible
out to him
planning.
and see what
Terrible
time it is.
planning.
I thought you were gonna.
I talked to him.
And what'd he say?
He goes, "Yeah, bro, we're trying to work it out now." And I go, "Okay, I'll wait there, back." Anyway, if we can get him on,
I'm gonna find out and I'll let you know today.
If we can get him on, I'd love to have him on. He's very funny on Instagram.
He's a cool influencer. He's funny and he's got a lot of information.
And I do know that a lot of people in the area, a lot of famous people are planning on being there for the grand opening.
Yeah,
now,
we've got a couple.
Can I tell you what I'm most excited about? And if it doesn't happen, that's fine. But Mike, one of your buddies, one of your partners there, he said that his father owns the Cadillac that was in The Godfather. When Sonny comes out and
I
yells,
think it's a Lincoln.
Lincoln. I'm sorry, Lincoln.
It's a Lincoln.
Sonny comes outside and yells at the FBI for being out there at his sister's wedding.
At his sister's wedding,
and then the photographer takes a picture. And he takes his camera, smashes it, and throws money on the floor.
Right.
That car that's right there.
The car right there. It's the gray. I think it's a Lincoln Continental, and it is beautiful. He's bringing it there.
It's going to be parked outside. I'm very excited. Nice. I've never been more excited to meet a vehicle over a person in my life. Yeah. Right. All right, Frankie, I wish you the best of luck. I know it's going to be a huge success because you really put a lot of hard work and passion into what you do, and hopefully it has the success that Cafe Chibo has and becomes the hot spot in St. Petersburg for everybody who loves a real good Italian meal and some steaks. And we'll be out there on Friday. I'll see me, you, Mo, and Joe.
Right.
You got to check out. You got to check out the new beef Wellington that my chef put together.
Well, hold on a second. Let me tell you about this. Beef Wellington is great, and nobody makes it. Fleming's used to make beef Flemington, which is the same thing, and then they stopped it, and nobody else makes it, so that's great.
Yeah.
And then we got it when we went to Vegas, and
Yep.
it was not that good.
No.
Oh, our chef makes a beautiful one.
Okay,
That sounds great.
It is amazing.
Spanish, you want to split it?
Yeah,
and
we'll
they
go.
sell
We'll
out
be there.
quick. They sell out quick. As soon as we put them on the menu, they're gone.
Famous one.
You know, and it's a lot of work, but
When are you going, Carmen?
Tomorrow with you in Spanish.
Yeah, and Joe, and
Mo,
and mozzarella.
Love to have you. My table's full.
I'll sit on the table. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah, now we're talking.
don't worry, Carmen. We'll get a spot for you anywhere.
Thank you.
Frankie's Italian Chop House, 4th Street in St. Pete, just a block north of Cafe Chibo. Frankie, good luck to you, my man.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Carmen, did he bring any food?
No. Yeah, because I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right, we got
to ruin it for her.
Oh, like she wouldn't eat 2 days in a row. We got to take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to 73733. We now return to the Mike Calta Show. Mike Calta Show. The Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone.
And she was lying in the grass.
9:33 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. If you are not waking up feeling like I do, I never in a million years thought I'd wake up to do this show awake and alert. I mean, how many times have I haven't even fallen asleep during the commercials here on the show this week?
Yes.
I feel great. No, I didn't. There's the rest of my eyes. No, but I do. I wake up in the morning and I feel awesome, and Sleep Number is a majority of the reason why, because not only am I getting sleep, I'm getting quality sleep, which is essential for mental focus, and it's just something that, you make sure all your pistons are firing when you wake up well rested. And on the Sleep Number bed, as you heard me tell you before, the reason why you sleep so well is because you can adjust it to your comfort. You never get up to the go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and you come back and it just doesn't feel right, but that's it. That's your bed. But when you have a Sleep Number bed, you don't feel right. You can keep moving the bed around. You can lower the head. You could raise the feet, whatever you want to do. Plus, you can change the temperature. You can make it as cool as you want, or nothing's like having a nice window open and be breezy, but have a nice warm bed to sleep on in the wintertime. You can do all of that with the Sleep Number bed. You can sleep next level, and you can unlock your unique potential with a smart bed that can perform as well as you. And now, don't miss Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year, where all the beds are on sale. You can save 50% off on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus special financing. But it all ends on Monday, August 28th. It's only available at Sleep Number stores. Go to sleepnumber.com. You can find the store near you. We got a lot here within the sound of my voice in the Tampa Bay area, Lakeland, Sarasota, but you can go over there in St. Pete on 66th Street next to Baycare, or in Wesley Chapel at the Cypress Creek Town Center. Stop in there like I did, lay on the bed, try it out, find your number. My number is usually somewhere in the 30s, and then get comfortable and get yourself a Sleep Number bed. Go to sleepnumber.com and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. Now, we've got a lot of things. We clearly do not have the time today to give away the Mark Wahlberg VIP for Saturday, so we will definitely do that tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll give away a chance to meet Mark Wahlberg this Saturday at Lucan's on Dale Mabry in Midtown, more close to Midtown, but it's South Tampa. And what you can do is you can go to Lucan's website and you can buy tickets for this. I don't know if there's still any available. And then Mark Wahlberg will be there. You'll get to meet him, and he'll sign your bottle for you. So that'll be a big deal. I'm going to go out there. I'd like to meet him and check it out. I also like to taste his tequila. I happen to be a fan of the tequila. Galvin told me if I whip it up, it's even better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I learned from Saturday Night Live, which we talked about ad nauseum on this show when it happened, was Louis C.K. hosted Saturday Night Live for the first time, and he did this bit where he goes to a bar and he orders a drink, and I forget what the joke was in the bar, but he said to the bartender, "I'll take a tequila and egg whites." And I went, what? And then they just carried on, and I go, did he just say tequila and egg whites? I rewound it, and I watched it, and I went, I don't understand this at all. So then I asked Galvin, and Galvin said, yeah, they'll take egg whites and whip them up and it makes the drink like creamier. And I thought, that sounds like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I don't know how common it is. Like if you're going to nightclubs and stuff, that's not happening. But, bars, you can get that. And,
there was a speakeasy in Tampa that used to do, it was with whiskey, and they would put egg whites in it. And it was delicious.
Yeah, it does sound really gross to me.
It sounds gross.
Yeah.
But also, like, egg whites are whipped cream. You know what I mean? You sugar and egg whites, and you got whipped cream. So I don't really know what it tastes like.
And egg whites really don't have a taste. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have a taste.
Have a feel.
Sure, they definitely have a feel.
I would imagine
It's
girls.
for texture.
Yeah.
I know the girls probably know what it tastes
Heavy
like.
water, yeah.
Heavy water,
Yeah.
I don't want that. It also looks like hand sanitizer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really know, but it sounds gross, but evidently it makes things better. I still, at all the talking about it that we did and all the drinks that we came up with making and all that stuff, I never tried it.
Really?
Yeah, no. It just grosses. The thought of it grosses me out.
It's delicious.
My wife taught me that autistic kids sometimes won't eat certain foods because of the texture of the food, and that really comes into play a lot with me. Like I don't dislike the food, but I don't like the way it feels.
Yeah, I get that. The mouthfeel, they call it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird because I've eaten weird Japanese food that didn't bother me,
Yeah.
Squid doesn't bother me, none of that stuff. But
See, I don't have a problem with textures that are soft or like egg whitey. I have a problem with textures that are hard. Like if I put too many chips in my mouth at once, I'll freak out.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for like a horse. Like my mouth just opens and they all fall out.
The texture, that's how I feel about most seafood. Like shrimp is like rubbery, gross to me.
Yeah.
people can't eat, like tripe. Tripe's got a peculiar taste.
Yeah.
But if you cook tripe long enough and it's soft, but it still feels like you got a honeycomb in your mouth.
Yeah.
So people have to be. It's got to be something that you want to try and you want to eat.
Delicious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it.
I like it. I like it, but I like it like maybe once a year.
Yeah, see, I like it in I believe the soup is called menudo. They used to do it at Taco Bus. Yeah, it's delicious. But
you know what though? They don't cook it right. Like Frankie never put it on the menu or anything, but every once in a while he'd make it for us. And he made it perfect. You don't want to have it where you're chewing it for a half hour and you still can't chew it.
I still, to this day, the most disgusting thing looking-wise, but it's delicious, is pickled herring. Pickled herring still has like the silver on it. It's in a cloudy liquid with onions in it and stuff, and you just eat it right out of the jar. It's delicious, but it looks like the most disgusting thing in the world. Also, if you really think about it, beef jerky, you're just tearing flesh.
Totally.
You're just ripping flesh and doing that.
I like beef jerky, even if you told me it came from if you showed me the cow, I'd still eat the beef jerky.
Oh, yeah.
Just push him over and start chewing on
What's
it.
really weird is if you gave it to me and I had tasted it and I go, this is the best beef jerky I ever had, and you went, that's because it's dog, or that's because it's, I'd be like, even or if you said that's horse jerky,
Well,
I'd be
think
like,
of pork rinds.
Yeah.
I love pork rinds.
So do I. They're delicious.
Nobody loves pork
I
rinds.
love
A lot of
pork
people
rinds.
like
Oh,
pork rinds.
chicharrones.
Yeah, dude.
I thought pork rinds people just ate them when they were on a diet.
I'm
So
convinced
carbs.
Gio's Cuban, by the way, inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. He loves Spanish food. I love it.
Love Cuban food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the food. I just don't like. I mean, pork rinds you could eat them and watch TV while you're chewing on them or something that's like crunchy to eat, but I wouldn't say I love them.
Oh, I love. They're delightful. You can eat them on their own. Throw a little hot sauce on them.
I also don't like chips.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I like chips. I don't like the
residue.
Like Doritos, I can't eat because your hands
dust.
get all
Right.
dusty.
Yeah.
chicharrones always you always get like a finger.
Yeah.
I forget
delicious.
Carmen's Mexican.
Yeah.
Arr.
Yeah. What are you, half Mexican and half straight up a white broad?
No, I'm a quarter Mexican, only a little bit. What is it? A lot of Irish and 0.7 sub-Saharan African.
I thought you were going to say poinsettia.
0.7.
Sub-Saharan African. We're all a little Sub-Saharan African.
Right.
Not
Me.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You did the 23andMe. That's
Yeah.
how I found
I
that
know.
out.
My 23andMe laughed at me. It came back and go, way to waste your money. You're,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah.
Mine was I think it was 98 point something Irish and then a little bit of English and Scottish, I think.
If you ask me, if I ask you, what is my wife?
Your wife.
My wife.
My wife.
I can't help myself.
What nationality is my wife?
Italian?
She looks Italian.
Mm.
She's not.
Mediterranean, I
Yeah.
would say something. Maybe? No?
I love to
Little
think she
Spanish?
was Greek, a little Spanish.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Greek.
She's her father is a Brooklyn Jew, and her mother is a conglomerate of German, English, Irish. Like she does not have any of the features of what her mother.
Did she do the 23andMe?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much everybody did it. She got a lot of Ashkenazi in there.
Yeah. I had
and then
some, too.
she
Got a little of that.
yeah, and then she got a lot of mixture of European mixture,
Yeah.
you know, English, Irish. So my daughter's always like, "So what am I?" I go, "Italian." That's it.
Yeah.
Don't need to talk about anything else. Yeah, kind of.
That is not how that works.
The dominant nationality takes over. It is. If you do her 23andMe, it goes.
You just pick your favorite one and go with that.
It actually just goes, forget about it.
Yeah. Your name is Juliana. You're Italian. That's just how it goes.
Does your last name end in a vowel?
You know what I love is that I put up that picture of me force hugging Joey last night on her Instagram, and Joey had to do an interview with a college yesterday, and they said, "What do you like to be called, Joseph?" And he goes, "Actually, Joey." And I thought, "Oh, I'm so glad he still uses Joey." You know,
Yeah.
his 17th birthday is Saturday or Sunday, Saturday, and it's depressing me.
Yeah.
And,
Why?
Because Carmen, you remember when he was little,
Yeah.
you know, but he's not little anymore.
I know, which you should really stop force hugging him.
No,
That
I'll
looks-
never stop force
That
hugging.
looks weird.
A picture came up. Facebook's really been rough.
Yeah,
on me lately
dude,
because-
I can imagine.
I saw your son when he was little.
Yeah, a picture came up for my son for his first day of kindergarten,
Yep.
Oh.
and now he's taller than me and a senior in high school.
I mean, that's just it's
brutal.
But when everybody says when you have babies, they always go. I'll never forget. My stepmother used to say, she'd go, "Michael, you'll never understand the love that you have for your own child." And I was like, "Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna love my child." Like everybody would say that to me. And then you have the kid, and you're like, "All right, I get it. I get it now." Because now I'd easily throw myself into the wood chipper. That's a big thing. To save the child, not just to throw myself in a wood chipper. And then the other thing is they say it goes fast. And I go, I don't know. These first 2 years didn't seem to go pretty fast. It really dragged on. But then once that kid starts talking, you're like, how are you in high school already? It's really depressing. I look at also like all these people that had babies, like even MJ. So MJ's kids are in his daughter's in college, and like to think all these people I knew that were like babies at the time are all adults now.
I found a picture of my son when I first got hired here. He's sitting at the 97X control board, and he's like this big.
And he was still better than Fisher.
But yeah, he was a year and a half old.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? It's wild. I don't understand it. I don't like it. Making me sad. I might cry.
I took Joey to take your kid to work.
Yeah.
And he was the youngest one there. And and they came to me and they were like, will you take the kids around? And I go, for what? And they're like, I go, what am I supposed to do? And they're like, just show them stuff. So I took them each to everybody's office and I instructed them to steal something out of everybody's office. They stole something from everybody's desk.
I remember seeing parents that had like teenagers. I'm like, well, they're old. I'm young, cool dad. And now I'm like this old, out of gas, just curmudgeon teenagers getting ready to move out.
I feel like I was just getting ready to apply to colleges. You know what I mean? Like, I remember writing the letters, I remember every day coming home in the mail, there'd be a new catalog in there from a school.
I remember high school very vividly, and it blows my mind my kids are now going through that right now.
Yeah. And poor Juliana, because she's not going to get to experience any of that stuff. As soon as Joey leaves, I'm going to lock her in the basement like your father used to do to those girls.
That did not happen.
I'm going to make her a mummy. She went to the doctor yesterday. She's in the 90th percentile for height, and then she goes, hey, watch this dance move. And she starts doing like ballet moves that she learned. And I go, this is no more of this. No more. Go put sweatpants on and come back out here and let's watch cartoons together.
90th percentile for height, huh? Must be nice.
I know. She's probably your height now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Just
like
because
does your
that's
stomach
the
hurt?
actual
Are you sick?
reaction.
Oh.
She's 10.
Yeah.
That's why.
Do you remember a point in your life when you realized you stopped growing?
Yeah, it was like third grade.
What?
Yeah. And everybody kept growing. And everybody was like, "Oh, you'll have a growth spurt." Yeah. That growth spurt never came.
Like one day you look around like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Yeah. It's like, wait, why not me? With everybody else?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Coming to the realization that you're going to be a short little person, that's got to be tough.
It's
difficult. What a tough day.
That's why I got to. I find other Oompa Loompas to live with. I got Joe. I surround myself with short people.
Now, I have a question. Do guys get the same feeling that girls get when they're, comes in? So when girls' boobs come in, they
what do you mean?
Like the girl, like when your boobs finally come in, like you finally start feeling like a woman.
Mine came in. I couldn't wait to get rid of them. Like, please go.
When my boobs came in, I was very depressed.
I'm talking about your male part.
It doesn't come in. It's always there.
Yeah.
What do you think? It grows over time?
Well, you don't have the size of a baby, do you?
But it grows with your body. So if your
Right,
your
so
legs
your
grow and
boobs.
your arms grow.
So do your boobs, but it's not like you go from an A to a D, but like you gradually, like once it gets to the size.
At one point you went, oh man, that's it?
Right, that's what I'm asking. Like, do you guys have that?
Same girl. Same.
No.
No, that doesn't happen.
No. I'll tell you the equivalent to that is getting hair in your privates.
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
like,
or a mustache.
Because
You're like, I'm a man now.
Yeah.
Well, it was so funny because we'd argue about I got a whole crop down there already, and then the guys would be like, me too, and then I had like three.
Yeah.
I had three straight, like literally three. I can count them, and I'll never forget. I was like, I have like three. I probably got the most of anybody in my whole class. Then we played football one time, and Daniel O'Connell had a 40-year-old gym teacher's bush, and I went, "What? How is that happening?"
I just remember going, "Is this thing gonna get smaller?"
No problem. If this keeps growing, we're gonna have a situation here.
Buy new shorts.
Tell somebody about this. This is crazy.
Is this
All
normal?
right. On that note.
Yeah. Thank you to Colin Jost for being on the show. He is at the Hard Rock in Tampa tonight. Go see Colin Jost tonight. Funny guy, man. Good dude. Tonight, yes. I screwed up and I said Saturday, but it is tonight. Saturday, though, is Mark Wahlberg, and he's going to be at Lucan's. We'll give you an opportunity to meet Mark Wahlberg tomorrow on the show. We got a hookup. We got a VIP, no line thing.
Let me sign a bottle for you.
Lucan's bringing in all the big superstars. Also tomorrow, I believe, Gio, you were out when this came down.
Oh.
One of my favorite women ever in the history of Instagram, Holly Saunders, is going to join us. Oh, she's so hot.
One of your other favorite women is going to join us as well.
Ooh, let me think. Nope, that's it. Who?
She'll come over and wail on some pasta.
Oh, Carmen?
Yeah.
Not as cool.
Oh, are we bringing
Don Rigatoni.
breast bread?
You guys
No.
got to give me your order.
No bread?
No bread. We're getting pasta, you fatty.
Wow.
You guys need to give Spanish your order,
Yeah.
and you need to take your goddamn Trump shots.
I was gonna say, can we share those?
Yeah.
You
We
gotta
gotta
take
put
it
them up
before Trump.
before, yeah.
I'll give you mine here in a minute. All right, check us out. No, shit, for real.
We'll take it right now.
Yeah. Check us out on Instagram at The Mike Calta Show. You can see me force hugging my 17-year-old man-son. There's also the ad for Mark Wahlberg if you want to get the information and possibly buy tickets if there's any left to meet him on Saturday. And don't forget, Saturday Spanish will be out at Side Splitters early. What time are you there? 5 o'clock?
5 p.m. show starts.
Listen, that's a good plan for Saturday. You go see the comics that are competing to be in the comedy circus, and then you go to the Sacred Pepper, or you go to Frankie's Chop House, and Sacred Pepper's right across the street, but you can make dinner plans afterwards for that. It won't be too late.
Well, I'll be getting weird that night.
Yeah, get
we'll
weird.
See you at Frankie's, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, evidently, because Little Mo Mozzarella is there, Mo heard us talking about it, Mo thinks he's going.
Oh, no.
Wrong Mo.
He's really banned.
Yeah.
Cheap leaves.
Have a great day. The after show is up next. Also, don't forget to vote for Best of the Bay. I think this is the last week to do it, the last couple of days. And make sure you vote for Dizzy in the Lazy Ass Podcast. Goodbye, everybody.